done a few minutes early, right before 9 o'clock. And before we start, I'd like us all to just take a minute to say a little prayer for Officer Rayner and just hope for his recovery. So with that, I want to welcome you to the July 8th, 2021 meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. Meeting will now come to order. May we have a roll call, Madam Secretary?
Ms. Himes? Mr. Harrington?
Here.
Ms. Roby? She's not here. Mr. Gonzalez?
Present.
Mr. Robinson?
Here.
Mr. Reinhardt?
Here.
Ms. Kundig?
Here. Okay, we need a motion to excuse Ms. Roby.
So moved.
Move Mr. Harrington, second Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Okay, any additions or corrections?
There is one minor correction, and I had the page marked, but I can't find it. I'm not Mr. Harrison, I'm Mr. Harrington.
Oh, sorry.
So you just had the
that
wrong
Harrington?
name
Oh.
on the vote,
Okay.
but you should correct that. I'll find it before the end of the meeting. I marked it.
Okay, so we'll approve the, all right, Ms. Himes made a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed.
I did find it, it's case number 36.
Yes, sir. Number 36.
Does anyone need to disclose any ex parte communication? Okay. Do we have any announcements, Madam Secretary?
Yes,
Hoping
and we
for
do.
some.
Lots of them.
Starting on page 2, case number 3, CEB 05-21-161, 318 South Street is in compliance, 7721. Page 3, case number 7, CEB 06-21-172 is in compliance, or I'm sorry, 332 South Seneca Boulevard is in compliance, 7721. Page 7, case number 23, CEB 07-21-212, 2065 South Peninsula Drive is in compliance, 7621. Page number 12, case number 43, CEB 07-21-219, Marion Street, parcel 5339-03-70-0034 is in compliance, 7621. On page 13, I'd like to make a note that case number 46, CEB 07-21-222, will be appearing via Zoom. On page 14, case number 49, CEB 05-21-151 will also be appearing via Zoom. And page number 18, case number 67, CEB 02-21-37 for 634 El Dorado Street will also be appearing via Zoom. Page number 19, case number 70, CEB 02-21-75 is in compliance, 7721.
Oh, great.
Page number 20, case number 72, CEB 05-21-115, 333 Mobile Avenue is in compliance, 7621.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, would the code officers please come forward and be sworn in, or just stand up where you are is fine.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay, everyone, here's our procedure. We'll be calling the cases by number and for the most part in order as they are listed on the agenda. If there are any attorneys that must be in court, we'll hear those cases first, or any police officers that need to get back to assignments, we'll hear those cases too. When your case is called, please come forward and be sworn in. State your name and address for the record. If you are not the owner of the property, state your relationship to the owner of the property. Our proceedings are recorded, so please speak into the mic. The board hears from code officers first, and then you'll be given an opportunity to respond. Direct all your responses, please, to the code board. Witnesses may also testify in some cases and use the same procedure. It's a pretty long agenda. The first part of the agenda should go fairly quickly because you're either in compliance or you're not in compliance. We're not here to fine anybody or to do anything like that. And if you're not in compliance, that's all we're finding today, and we give you till the following month to come into compliance, or maybe longer depending on the situation. These are going to go pretty quickly. We don't need a whole lot of information at this point. All right, so we're going to start with case number 1. These are all new cases. CEB 07-21-196, Marquis Williams. Respondent present. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Butler.
Good morning. My name is Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As it pertains to 1016 Cadillac Drive, this case was opened on April 22nd, 2020, where it was determined the property had several violations: landscaping, junk vehicles, outdoor storage, and exterior walls. The case is a repeat violation case referencing CEB 11-17-181, found in noncompliance on 12/14/2017. My last date of reinspection was July 7th, 2021, and staff requests a one-time fine of $2,500.
What, are all of these things then considered repeat violations? Yes. Everything that's on here is like a repeat violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had any contact?
Only one as of yesterday.
And anything?
At this point, he's saying he's trying to get it done, but as you can see, there's a transfer truck in the right-hand corner. That truck has been there since 2017.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Go ahead.
In this case number 1, on the paperwork that I have, says action to impose fine. It doesn't say compliance or non-compliance.
Right. It's a will find case. So this is not a new case,
Right.
but it's a will find case. But it says that it's a will find
And
case.
before, it's a repeat violation.
Right. It's a
It's treated
repeat.
differently than a regular case.
Right.
Okay.
It's treated differently. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $2,500 for the date of noncompliance.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Who made the motion? Ms. Himes, second. Mr. Reinhardt, Mr. Harrington. All in favor
Did you
say
put in the motion
aye.
as a repeat violation?
Uh,
Just put it in the motion.
Motion that
It's
is
your-
continuous violation.
Let's put something in the motion.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance and for any repeat, no? Do we need, is that
No,
what
a
we
motion
need to add
fine-
in?
No, it's motion to fine $2,500 based on the fact that it's a repeat violation.
Okay,
Let's put that in the motion.
all right, let's add that, based on the fact that it's a repeat violation, a one-time fine of $2,500.
I believe Mr. Gonzalez made the second before I did.
Right, okay.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
all right.
Mr. Cena, wouldn't that actually have to have, or they should be voting for making a finding that it is a repeat violation? So that motion.
Yeah, that's what I meant to be, yeah, that's what we're trying to, yeah,
Further find that
yeah.
it's a repeat
What we're trying to do is make sure that the motion, we could rephrase the motion just a little bit, that we may have a finding of fact that it is a repeat violation, and that's why we're doing the increased fine. So we can add that to the motion.
So more, yeah, so more typically, I think what we've done in the past is, the standard motion, but further find that, this is repeat violation, or make that the first
Yeah.
part of it and further find the rest of it.
All right, because this is, all right, let's
Sounds
just,
good.
have we done that yet? Because I
Let's do it
thought I
again, let's just
did.
do it again.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find the respondent non-compliance as a repeat violation
Okay.
and impose a one-time fine of $2,500?
Yes.
Okay.
So moved.
Move.
All right.
Second.
Mr. Gonzalez made motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye. Well, we're off to an
Discussion.
inauspicious start.
Discussion.
Okay.
Does this, what happens if he doesn't fix anything and it continues to be in violation? Are we tying our hands that we can't do anything in the future or
No.
not?
No, procedurally, we can bring this case back before you again and ask for a fine up to $5,000 for each occurrence that occurs.
Right.
And our intention here is to have something today that gets their attention and gets the problem resolved. If not, we would be back here before you, and we would be asking for something that would look a little more like it was escalating or progressing up in a fine. Probably with more occurrences, because this is something simple where we could document multiple occurrences in a month period.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, case number
All in
2.
favor?
Did we vote?
No.
All right.
No, we did not.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed.
Okay.
Motion carries. All right. Now we'll start. Case number 2, CEB 07-21-197. Ray Mayer and Catherine Mayer Good. Respondents present.
This case is in compliance as of July 6th,
Okay,
okay?
in compliance. Good to hear. All right, case number 3 is in compliance. Case number 4, CEB 07-21-210, Jessica Switzer and Catherine Chrisman. Respondent present? Nope, okay. Good morning, Mr. Yates.
Good morning. Inspector Kevin Yates, City of Daytona Beach. My credentials are on file. This case was opened October 29th, 2020, and was generated by the police. The notice of violation was issued October 30th, 2020 for an unpermitted hair salon and an unlicensed vehicle on the property. They were first notified November 9th, 2020, and compliance was due December 21st, 2020. We've had contact with the owner. She actually called as recently as June 22nd. However, she was unwilling to allow us to do the interior inspection to confirm that the hair salon had been removed. We'd like to ask for noncompliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay, so we'll rule on the no business tax receipt at that time then? Or do we do that right now?
Well, it was observed that she had an unlicensed salon. She's been unwilling to allow us to observe whether it's been removed. So as far as we're concerned, it still exists, so it's in noncompliance.
Okay,
Right, so, right, the ruling on the unlicensed salon would be at your sanction portion, so to be on the
okay,
next meeting.
but, okay, all
But
right,
you can't announce as part of the maximum is to include.
right, okay, Cheryl, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 plus a one-time fee for no business tax receipt of $250. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case number 5. Okay. Okay. Good morning, Mr. I'm sorry. Oh, there you are. Hello. Okay. So your case number 69, sir? I think, okay, all right, we'll hear your case now.
Hey, boy, that's committed. I'm gonna tell the truth. The whole
Come on, come
All
on,
right, come on up.
come on down.
y'all doing.
Okay.
So proud of y'all. Y'all is getting the city back beautiful. And if we had y'all up there in Washington, D.C., girl, Nancy Pelosi ain't got nothing on you. I see how you handle things, Miss Weege. All y'all doing a good job. And Miss Sarah, she need to be up there with y'all. Yeah, she handle her business. Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Good girl.
What is it, 69?
Mr. Thomas.
Hey there.
Okay. All right, you be sworn in, and
All of it.
and we're just here for progress
Huh?
report.
The progress, I'm waiting on y'all, Miss Weege, that's all.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Mr. Thomas,
Swear or affirm to
Raise your
tell
right
the
hand.
truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
All of it.
Okay.
you.
Well, let's let Ms. Kirk
Ooh.
say what she needs to say, okay?
All right,
And then you
thank you,
can
ma'am.
talk, okay? But we're just here to set a compliance
Wanna
date
sit down?
here.
That one, who?
Do you need to
You
sit
need to sit
down?
Nah,
down?
'cause see, I can't sit long, but
Okay.
I can stand right now. 'cause
Okay, okay,
I've been sitting long. I went, look at my house.
yeah, okay.
That's my house. I want my house to look like y'all house. Pretty, and got good grass and stuff. You gonna help me, Miss Weege?
Good morning. My name's Sarah Kirk, inspector with the city. My credentials are on file. This case is a returning case. Mr. Keith is on the waiting list with the city's repair program. He has been on the waiting list for quite a while. Let me see. Since March 6th of 2020. Right now, there's no updates as to when the program is going to restart, so staff is requesting to amend to the October cutoff.
And when you say restart, that's based on when they get refunded?
That's correct.
How long is that gonna be?
I
Right,
think the answer was that they didn't know, but that's why they're giving you, asking,
why.
give you the
Okay.
time.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Just for the record, Madam Chair, I've now
Yes.
mentioned Anthony Jackson, attorney for the city of Daytona Beach.
Okay. Any discussion here from the board?
Yeah, is there any way for us to
Get
get,
somebody over there faster.
yeah,
You all right, I like you, Mr. Board Member. See, that's why we need him on the committee, Miss Weege. All y'all is doing a great job. Thank y'all for helping me.
well, thank you.
Y'all, you welcome, sir.
You know, with these different programs,
Yeah,
they're holding up,
yeah, they hold it up, Miss
Citizen-
Weege.
they're holding up the city in terms of what, when and what and where. When is it gonna get
Yeah,
done?
well, I mean,
What
I
is the
think some of it
funding?
has to do with passing the budget,
Well, y'all
right?
ain't passing.
So that there, no, it gets,
When?
well,
New budget starts October 1st.
Huh?
the new budget starts what, the 1st of October?
Yeah.
So
And
y'all-
that's why we want to put this
I gotta
off
hang on
till
to the
then.
October then.
Yeah,
I'll do the best I can. I'm
Okay.
glad the hurricane ain't mess with me. I had to go up to the church and get some tops. I had to put 2 more tops
saw
on.
that.
Okay, well,
I got the tops on there now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
y'all
All right.
is amazing. Look how good y'all looking up there. Did y'all
Okay.
sleep good last night?
yeah.
Y'all, you look like it, Miss Weege. Go on, girl. Hey there,
Okay.
buddy. I like you, man. Hey, you
So
gonna get
we're
somebody over there
just-
today?
Thank you
well,
for,
Come
no,
on.
not
Come
today.
on, man.
thanks for coming in. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate y'all letting me come in. But is you gonna get somebody by there today? Come on, man. You got pulled.
right.
No, I
Come
ain't
on,
got that.
man.
okay,
Please.
we gotta move on.
All right, I'll see you later, Miss Weed.
Okay, all
So
right.
October?
Yes.
All right, I ain't see y'all till October.
Okay, the
Over
chair
and
will-
out. Ow! All right,
The
baby.
chair will
Push me now.
will order another progress report by 10/6/2021. And at that point, maybe we can have a compliance date.
Is that the date of the October meeting?
So moved.
The date of the October meeting is 10/14/21. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Robinson, motion. Mr. Gonzalez, the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, now we'll get back. If I can find out where we were.
Number 4.
Are we at-
Number 5.
All right,
Number five.
case number 5, CB 07-21-211. John Kashishian. Respondent present. Okay. Mr. Yates.
All right, this case was opened September 2nd, 2020, and was field generated. The notice of violation was issued the same day for unprotected surfaces and outside storage. They were first notified October 23rd, 2020, and compliance was due December 4th, 2020. We've had no contact with the owner, and progress is stalled. I'd like to ask for non-compliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Any questions? Okay. Chair will entertain motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 6, CEB 07-21-227, Jairaj Somarajan. Well, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Inspector LaWanda Domingo with City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. My credentials are on file. This case was opened April 10th of 2020. It was field generated. The owner was first notified May 21st of 2020. I posted the property. Upon my initial inspection, I did observe that there was unmaintained landscaping, damaged and missing roof trim, and stains on the exterior surfaces of the driveway walls and the garage door. There has been no contact with the owner regarding the status of this property. My last inspection was June 24th of 2021 to post the notice of hearing, and the property remains non-compliant. I'm requesting non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff for this property.
And any discussion?
Is there any indication that property's occupied?
There are subtle indications, as I stated, with the postings upon return. The notices are not on the door. There are some pictures where you can see in December, there are collection of tree trim at the curbside, the garbage can. When I was there in May of 2020 to post the notice of violation, there's packaging at the door. There's glass alongside the front door that's there, so you can see in when posting. There are, personal items and furnishings on the inside of the home. However, never able to make any contact with the occupant or the owner of the property.
Okay. All right, the chair will entertain motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Himes, second. Mr. Reinhardt, all in favor, say aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 7 is in compliance. Case number 8, CEB 07-21-223, Tracy Smith. Respondent present. Come on up. And be sworn in.
State your name for the record, please.
Tracy Smith Evans.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to provide the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Ms. Kirk first.
Okay. I received a complaint from Animal Control on July 29th of 2020 about damaged roof, carport area. I did an inspection, opened a case. First notification to the owner was August 4th of 2020. I re-inspected on June 25th of 21. All the violations remain. I have had contact with Ms. Smith. Mrs. Smith has been on the city's housing assistance program waiting list since June 17th of 2019. Right now, the staff is requesting a finding of noncompliance with compliance by the October cutoff.
Okay. What would you like to say? Anything? That's just, that's the way it is. You're waiting for
I
it
am.
to get on the city list, and you can't get on the city list before October, right?
Exactly. And I did speak with Miss Michelle Tolliver maybe about 3 weeks ago, and she told me the same thing that
Okay.
she just said. So
Okay.
just kind of waiting.
All right, any questions from the board?
Is there any kind of printed form or something that you've applied for the list?
I have had confirmation from Michelle Tolliver that she was put on the waiting list June 17th of 19. So I have had confirmation that she is actually on the waiting list
Is that-
as of June of
Is
2019.
that person a city employee or?
Yes, she is the Midtown Redevelopment Director, I believe.
Could be, yeah.
Midtown redevelopment.
Charles Bryant's old
Oh.
position.
Okay.
You'd think you'd have pretty good communication, and they could give you something in writing.
I mean, I have
Or
emails.
an email. You have
Yeah,
an
I have
email?
emails.
Okay.
If you'd like to look at an email.
Everything is on hold for a while until they get funds to.
Okay, but it's not, there's nothing we can really do. This is up to the commission and to the city. It's not up to us. So all we can do is if it's been confirmed is,
All I'm concerned about is we're putting people on lists with damaged
Right.
roofs, and we just missed the hurricane. We're
Right.
coming into some more.
right.
And by the time they
I know,
get
I
their
know.
money, they're going to have to replace the whole house.
I can tell you that it's been a topic of conversation at city, with city staff about the programs and trying to get, get some movement going on it. So, and part of it is a finance issue, part of it's contractors, so we're working through those problems. And it's been a topic of conversation even with the commission. So it's not something that's going ignored or anything. We are trying to work towards solutions, so.
And, you look at this date, it was confirmed 2019. I mean, we did have a budget in 2020, but did not, it's not our bailiwick. Okay, I get it. Just wanted to point that out. All right.
Bailiwick.
Well, it's not,
Well,
damage.
it does matter because,
Right, yeah.
I mean, Neil, I think Mr. Arrington is exactly right. I mean, some of these roofs, if water's getting in, can cause the whole house to
Exactly.
collapse. So that, it is, would
and
be-
by not making any move, they're perpetuating
yeah.
the situation.
That's
And it
true.
does fall on us to now have this discussion instead of having.
Yeah, but we should really send that discussion to the
Right,
commissioners.
correct.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I may, just kind of remind the board that I think it probably was 2019 when we had the workshop, and they had indicated the difficulty of having
Yeah.
not enough contractors as
Right.
well as not having the funds.
And it's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right, so the chair will entertain a motion. Well, actually, we're going to find in non-compliance in order, the respondent to commit to compliance, or are we looking for a progress report?
I said it, I was going to ask for, the staff was going to recommend October's cutoff.
Okay, so come into compliance by the next by the October cutoff date, which is 10/6/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. There's such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Himes, second.
I'll second.
Mr. Robinson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. All right, so we have another case, case that we'd like to hear first. It's case that's been asked to hear, case number 33. We try and be accommodating when people have special circumstances. Case number 33, this is continued from the June meeting for compliance or non-compliance, CEB 06-21-187, Nacho Alexander and Veronica Brooks at 611 Byron. You don't have to, would you like a mic from there? Okay.
They're gonna,
We'll
they're gonna
we'll
bring a
get it for
microphone
you.
to you. Yeah.
He'll bring it to you. Yeah.
Okay, now you can be sworn in.
It should be on.
It's ready, right?
State your name for the record.
Say that again, ma'am.
State your name for the record.
Veronica Brooks.
Raise your right hand. Other right. Your right hand.
Oh,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Fitzgerald first. Good morning, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Good morning. My name is Mike Fitzgerald. I'm the City Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. My credentials are on file with the city. A site visit was done on April 27, 2020, and at that time, there was a gazebo being built. Along with other gazebos or structures that were done without permits. So it would be the one right in front of you, and then to the right, you'll see tents, sort of like a bunch of,
Yeah.
and there are about 5 or 6 of those. And so that would be the, for the no permit.
What are they
Well-
being used for?
Those I don't know, I can't see behind the fence, it's just, you just see them.
So they're all fenced off and it's on the same property?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand what the compliance issues are?
Yes, ma'am.
Brooks?
This was for the drivers. This man works on the other side of the beach.
What man?
I forgot his name now. And I was upgrading because my gazebo in the front, I did this 2012. This is, I tried to upgrade it because every time when the hurricane came, it destroyed it. And I need something over my head. So when I bought that house 2012, I came here and I told them that I needed something to cover my head because I have problems. I can't be too long in the sun. And when I came here, I started walking with a walker. I came with my legs from New York. And then this house, I needed a lot of things to be fixed inside and out. And I did it slowly. Now I can't even brief. I have a lot of problems, ma'am. And I'm trying to do whatever I can in that house. Those sets you see, I did that 2012. Those are my cars that I brought from New York, little by little. And I came here, I told them, they told me, okay, those are just a cart with on sticks. You could do it because it's not, permanent in the ground. So I did that 2012. They never bothered me. And then I came back here when I met this man. And we were not in building that day. I was upgrading it more and more because it constantly was breaking. And then he goes, ma'am, you cannot do this because, this place is closed. I go, I know that. I went already, and they told me I could do it, fix it, and when they open up again after this virus, come in. So I came in, and they told me in there, oh, we no longer take none of this. You got to go to law enforcement up the block. And then, I got worse. Look, now I'm in a wheelchair. It's going to take me a long time to get up again. And now I have to fix my bathroom. Because I can't even go on the bathroom now. So, ma'am, there's a lot of things. And I told him, I didn't do this now. And he was just, he came at 3:30. I started since 9 o'clock. And these two people here, that's my son and my husband.
All right, now let me, the only thing that you're being cited for is that you don't have a permit for the gazebo construction.
Ma'am, I did. I came here 2012 and I told them.
Telling them doesn't mean you
And
have
they
a
told me
permit.
I didn't have to pay nothing, but I told them what I was going to do. And they told me nothing. I went home and did it.
Where did you go? You went to permits and
Right
licensing
here.
downstairs?
Yes, downstairs right here. I always go in there and I tell them what I'm going to do. And it's the same thing when I
So
did.
there's obviously not a permit on record, is that correct, Mr. Fitzgerald?
I don't see a permit for the structure.
Okay. All right, so that's what we're dealing with right now. All of the other issues, we're not dealing with.
Okay.
We're dealing with the no permit for the gazebo.
Okay, how much I
Now-
have to pay for that now?
I don't, it's not up to us. We can't determine, this board can't determine what you have to pay. You have to go downstairs and to permits and licensing and ask them, and they will tell you. Now, I don't know, Mr. Fitzgerald, did you tell Ms. Brooks that that's what she needed to do?
She received a notice of violation, which gave her the information that she needed a permit for the structure.
Okay.
Ma'am?
And you
this-
actually got an extra
Ma'am?
month because Mr. Fitzgerald wasn't here last month. So you actually had an extra month to go down there and get something done.
Ma'am, that letter came after the date. I got it right here, and I went immediately.
After what date?
The date it said that I had to come here, and it wasn't, you call it, that I supposed to sign for it. Nothing, I signed for it, and the back had the green, what do you call it? This paper
Was
now.
it posted, Mr. Fitzgerald?
And,
Or was the green card returned?
I never got they left
Yeah, but
it
she's here, so
after the
she's
date
here.
without me signing that.
Don't have to worry about
They took it off.
Notice.
Somebody signed for it, but
And who signed for that? I didn't.
No, not, and not unless you're sworn in and you know this person or, no. We're not having, I mean, this discussion seems,
So, ma'am, where's
we're
the letter?
here for compliance or not, as I said in the beginning, we're
Yeah,
here
maybe I came
for,
here.
now, enough now. I've
The
I've
first
listened.
notice that was signed for on May 11, 2020, and the compliance date was for June 11, 2020.
Who signed for that? I didn't.
The point is, you're here, so you must have got the notice.
I got it after, and I came running here.
Yeah, but you're here.
I came
You're
Saturday.
here now.
Okay.
I move the question.
All right.
That's a fraud, because I never signed it.
And you know what you need to do. If you're not sure what you need to do, please talk to Mr. Fitzgerald. He will tell you exactly what you need to do.
I did. I went after
You
him.
need to talk to
and
him.
he never came.
Enough. I've heard enough.
What is
Thank you.
the
I think
city's
whole-
recommendation, please?
Okay, the question has been called. The chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 8/4/2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, is there a second? Second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries, that's it. So if you want to get this straightened out, you'll talk to Mr. Fitzgerald or you'll go
right.
downstairs, that's it.
When is he coming?
We're done with the case. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, now, let's go back to where we were. Are we on case number 8?
Nine.
9?
9.
Case number 9, C and B, and at this point, if there's anybody that would like to be heard sooner rather than later, I'm not going to entertain that unless you have a disability. I know you need to be there at 11, you have to be out of here by 11. But this is too disruptive to keep having people come up. We want to be accommodating, but I'm not going overboard to make the meeting longer. That's just the way it is. You're here because you need to be here. So we'll see what we can do. What's your case number, ma'am? If this is a new case? Okay. You want to come up now and we'll do this, and this is the last one? Because I know that you have a doctor's appointment at 11. All right, case number 39, CEB 07-21-199, Alice May Jokes. Okay,
Good morning.
all right,
Hi.
be sworn in.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Alice Jelks.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about her provides the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll have Mr. Fitzgerald tell us what's going on here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The site visit was on 3/01/2021. They were cited for 3 exterior storage, broken windows, grime on the wall, and fascia board. The notice of violation was signed for on March 4th, 2021, and was supposed to be in compliance by April 4th, 2021. And this would be the outside stores that we're talking about.
I ordered the window. It's cost me $850. And he said take 6 to 8 weeks to come back.
Yeah. How about the exterior storage? That's,
I had to move all that junk from around the house.
you haven't moved it yet, though.
All the up stuff right around the house, yes, ma'am.
Is it moved? Have you moved it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Fitzgerald, when did
That would be a photograph from yesterday.
that doesn't look like it's been,
That's a garbage can. I need to get rid of all them garbage cans.
it doesn't look like,
Yeah, all the stuff
The
on this side of the shed, behind the
plastic
shed.
containers, need to throw them away.
you'll have to talk to Mr. Fitzgerald if
throw
you
them
want to know how
Do I
to
need to throw them away?
come into
Throw what?
compliance.
Oh, plastic containers.
No, see in the back, behind the fence, see all those, like a water heater, yeah, all that
A
stuff
water
back
heater.
there. There's all kinds of,
Where the water heat at?
Do you live there?
I don't, that's my house, but I don't hardly be there. Yes, ma'am. I mostly stay in Tylersville. What am I?
Okay.
But that's the air conditioning unit back there.
Who lives there besides you?
My daughter and son.
Okay, we're here today to see whether it's in compliance or it's not in compliance. That's it. It's not in compliance. Mr. Fitzgerald, what do you recommend?
I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. So you,
Yeah, if the trash is gone and you need more time for the window, I'll be happy to look at that next month.
So all the other stuff got to be moved.
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right, the chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance and order respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harrington, motion. Mr. Reinhardt, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, what you need to do is stay in touch with Mr. Fitzgerald so he can see,
Your
and he can
number's
tell
on
you
Give it to you.
what you need to do to get it into compliance.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, now we're going to go back to case number 9. And
Okay.
when you need to ask a code officer what you need to do, that conversation, if it's short enough, can be held up here. If it's a lengthy conversation, you need to make time to talk to him either after the meeting, outside of the meeting, make a phone call so you know exactly what you need to do to come into compliance. We can't tell you as code board what you need to do to come into compliance. You need to stay in touch with your code officer for that. Case number 9, CEB 07-21-224. Henry and Editha Wright? Good morning.
Henry Wright, 1305 Overbrook Drive, Ormond Beach, Florida.
Raise your hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
This is a field-generated case that I was opened on September 11th of 2020. There was a parking violation, outside storage, expired roof permit, and no permit for the cedar tree removal. First notification to the owner was September 17th of 2020. I re-inspected on June 25th. All violations were corrected except for the roof permit and the tree permit. I have had contact with Mr. Wright. Staff is recommending a finding of noncompliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay, you understand what you need
Yeah.
to do?
Yeah.
Good,
all
okay. Chair Willner, do you have anything to say? You're working on it, right?
Yeah, we just got another contractor, that's all.
Okay, good, okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance and the respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Harrington motion, Ms. Himes second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay,
Aye.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Case number 10, CEB 07-21-225, Emerson Williams. Mr. Williams here? Okay.
This is a field-generated case I opened on August 19th of 2020 for a broken boarded window, overgrown grass, peeling paint. First notification to the owner was October 7th of 2020. I re-inspected on June 25th of 21. There was some progress, however, peeling paint remains and also the broken boarded window. I've had no contact with the owner. Staff is requesting a finding of noncompliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay. Any questions? Chair will entertain motion by respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Reinhardt, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case number 11, CEB 07-21-226, Lawrence Starks and Margaret Allen. No, okay.
This is a complaint-generated case that I opened on February 3rd of 21 for damaged roof, damaged interior surfaces, interior door, and exposed electrical thermostat and defective windows. First notification to the owner was February 5th, 21. I re-inspected the exterior on June 30th. The tarp has been removed. However, no interior re-inspection has been conducted yet. I have had contact with the owner. The staff is requesting a finding of noncompliance with compliance by the next cutoff date.
Is this building occupied?
It was, but I don't believe it is currently.
Okay. Any questions? Chair will entertain motion by respondent non-compliance or respondent committed compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Robinson made the motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 12, CEB 07-21-231, James Lay. Mr. Lay here? Okay. Ms. Kirk.
Okay, this is a complaint-generated case I opened on March 2nd, 21 for unmaintained property. I opened a case for outside storage, parking, damaged fascia, overgrowth. First notification to the owner was March 27th of 21. I re-inspected on June 30th. The violations remain. I have had contact with the property owner. Staff's requesting a finding of noncompliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
And that's an occupied structure?
Yes,
correct?
that's occupied.
When you had contact with him, was there any indication of anything going to be done?
He contacted me, I believe, Tuesday of this week. That was the first I'd heard from him, and he said he was working on it.
Okay.
So.
Questions? Chair will entertain motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Reinhardt. Is there a second? Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 13, CEB 07-21-200, Anthony D. Thayer. Here comes Mr. Thayer. Good morning.
State your name for the record.
Anthony Thayer.
You swear or affirm testimony about to provide the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Garcia, and then we'll let you say something if you'd like.
Good morning, Inspector Garcia, credentials on file. This case was opened on September 19, 2020 as a police complaint for vehicles parked on the grass, dirty exterior surface on the north wall. Notice was signed on October 5, 2020. Compliance deadline was November 9, 2020. Last day I re-inspected it was on June 24th, 2021. Result in my reinspection was finding it in non-compliance. I have had contact with the owner, and staff request the finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Okay, so we're still parking on the grass, the exterior is still dirty, and that's it. Those are the two complaints. Do you understand those complaints?
Yes, ma'am, I certainly do.
Okay.
Okay, for us, the exterior being surfaced, he fined me the first time. He said, if you look on there,
Yeah, I see that.
I didn't have a number. You see that dirt along the side?
Yes, I do.
It came from the runoff from the water hitting the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, I went and bought a pressure cleaner, and I
Right.
cleaned all that off. You can see I cleaned it all
I
off.
can see where
Okay,
you,
so he comes back and he says, he starts talking about parking along the side. Well, the whole street parks that way on the dirt. I got pictures here where I went down the street and I showed on every house down the street. He told me he got one side of the street, somebody else has the other. But if I can show you. There's about 10 houses on the street that parks on the grass.
okay.
The point out it's not relevant as far as.
Give those pictures to Ms. Reno if you like, but it doesn't, it's your case, not their case.
Well, I understand that.
Okay,
I'm talking
so,
about my case. I'm talking
their
about my
case-
case.
right.
I'm not talking about theirs.
Right.
I'm just talking about, I don't think I should have special treatment because everybody's on the street parking on the
I
side.
don't think that,
He told my neighbors down the street that they could park on the side. It's a driveway. Now, I went and pulled up the rule. I went and pulled up the code that he quoted me on all these. And the codes that he's quoted me doesn't really apply. He's saying my house is dirty. I look at that code that you guys are quoting, you can take it and do anything you want with it. Who's to determine what's to determine except for him?
that's why we have a code department, so
Okay,
they
so-
make the determination. It's not up to the entire city to make the determination. We
I
have
thought
a
the
code
building department
department
should
that
have
makes
some
that
say so, didn't it?
determination.
Don't the
We
building
have
department-
rules that are put in place by the commission, and
Yes, ma'am.
then the
this is the
code
rule here.
department enforces those rules.
Okay, these are the rules that you quoted me here. And the rules that he's got on this paperwork that he quoted me, I got them both here. They do not apply to what he's calling. He said my house is dirty. Okay, when he said that and I saw the dirt around the side, the rest of the houses got it on there too, but I cleaned it up.
Okay, so
Now,
that's
he's not
been
saying
cleaned,
that that's not
been
there.
cleaned up, right?
Yes, yeah, I show it to you here.
Mr. Garcia?
I went and I spoke to him during the posting. I told him that it seems that on the north wall where
Right.
I explained that where it was dirty, that it looked like it was pressure cleaned and it can extend that, that part.
Right.
But the part where the parking on the
Right.
other side, I explained the whole several times, numerous times to him. And he says no, that he can park on there. I explained to him that the driveway was for parking vehicles.
Right.
On the side, on the other side, on the grass, it can be parked trailers, boats, and RVs only, and it had to be behind the building line. And clearly, you could see there's two other vehicles back there. And I told him he couldn't do it, and he says he could, and he was going to do it, so.
Okay. So you're doing something that the city has determined is not allowed.
Well,
That's all I can tell you. So as far as,
Can I have a say?
no,
I mean, right now-
no, you've
right
had
now-
your say, and you've said the same thing several times.
No, you show pictures. I can't show him pictures to show my case. What I'm saying is I'm being drawn out for special treatment here. If all
Sir,
these other cars are
sir, if you have additional complaints on the street, you can give those to either Ms. Reno or you can give them to Inspector
complaining
Garcia,
about the street.
and we will go ahead and address them. But the fact that other people are violating the law doesn't allow you to violate the law too.
Same inspector.
Right.
I'm not talking a different inspector, same inspector. I'm talking the same street, these houses are right next door to me. And they're parking according to the rule, I can park on
So
this.
we have a lot of cases that come before
I
us. that
understand,
the
ma'am, but
inspectors
I'm only
bring-
dealing with this
Just
one.
wait, that the inspectors bring about parking on grass because it's not allowed. No one is picking, I mean,
Chairman.
you can go through,
Can I make a statement, please? Can I?
how many statements do you want to make?
I want to make the one and finish it. I know you guys in a hurry, but I want to finish it because you guys are rubber stamping everything here. I want to finish it. And what I want to say is that this rule here says that if you got a driver, this house has been there more years than I've been born. And this house is existing. I'm on a narrow street. I've got 3 vehicles.
I'm going to suggest that you.
And this rule says no off-street parking if you have you can't park on the side of the house if you have a street side. I don't have street side. And if all the other cars can park, it says in this rule, if it's a driveway, you can park there. And what I'm saying is I've been parking in that spot for the last 40 years.
Can we?
And you can see when I tore the other house down, this has been my driveway.
Okay, all right.
Can we
now,
move on here? The issue is it in compliance or non-compliant?
Right.
That's
He
right.
can
So I don't get to
argue,
show none of my evidence?
you can represent
What-
yourself
I can't
next
show none
time.
of it?
You give that to
If
her.
you can see, all those houses are right on the same street.
It doesn't
He
matter.
told them
We're
they're
not-
in compliance.
Let's move.
All right, that's it. I'm done.
This is not fair.
Well, I suggest, I'm going to make a suggestion. Excuse me, sir, we're done.
Reading what was questioned.
We're done, sir. We're going to vote on this. I have let you speak, and you said the same thing 10 times.
You cut me off every time. I've got your rules that you ordered.
They're not my rules. I don't make them. That's it. We're done. We're finished.
What do you think? We're gonna have it.
We get another opportunity next month.
I can't get a minute to speak?
Uh,
You wanna shut me up that fast?
The chair
I
will,
bring stuff to see, and he brings stuff, I can't see something. Whatever you guys wanna do, I'll be quiet.
chair will entertain a motion.
I feel like I'm not being treated fairly. I just want that, you noted in the record, I'm not being treated fairly.
All right, enough. You've made your point.
No, I haven't.
Well, obviously you have. The chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance and the respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. So,
I have a question, discussion, please. I have
okay.
a question. The issue of whether he can park behind the house where he's parked at now, is that within the code or outside of the code?
Now, our assessment of the situation is based on the code. We enforce the code. So the code that is what prevents him from doing what he's doing. If he would like to meet on site with Manager Sykes would be glad to meet later on site and address whatever concerns he has as well as the block. So, but
Let's look at his evidence. Let's give him an opportunity to look at his evidence.
Here's my house now.
Hold on.
Is there a motion?
There's a motion and a second, right?
Let's vote.
I didn't hear. What's the motion?
Non-compliance.
Non-compliant,
Right.
next cutoff.
Right. Yeah.
That I am not, in non-compliance with the fact that he didn't tell me that. He says my house is dirty. I cleaned up that on the side.
That's not what we're talking about now. He's already said it looks like
I
it's
did not say
cleaned
the
up.
house was
so-
not dirty.
Walking down the side, what I was trying to say to you is, it's in your rule, it says that if it's your driveway, off-street
No.
parking, the rule is right there in the book, he's reading, if it's off-street parking, if you can put it up on the screen, you'll see it. It says off-street parking, there should be no, off-street parking on the street side, interior of a home. And then it gets talked about, except if there's a driveway, you can park in that driveway.
All right, we're going to give you, when we decide this motion, what probably will happen is that you will have another month to figure out what to do with these cars. And in the meantime, I'm going to suggest that you talk to Mr. Garcia to find out exactly how you can come into compliance. We don't make the rules up here, sir.
I understand.
We enforce what the rules are. So according to what we see on the picture, you're not in compliance.
Now, my question about that is that when you're saying that, hold on, is it my time to speak? What I'm saying is that in the rules themselves, if you look at the rules, I'm not questioning. She just gave me an opportunity to.
All right, this is it. This is your last statement.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. My question is, I'm not questioning to paint my house, to clean my house, that's no problem. I've been living here in this county for over so many years. Now, my point is that I'm questioning the rule. I'm questioning what he quoted on this paper.
You question the rule
But you're
by,
not looking at the rules, you're not reading them. Y'all
we
just
do know
rubber
the
stamp
rules.
it.
You're
You're just rubber stamping. You're not, every time somebody come up from code enforcement, you rubber stamp it. You're not looking at the rules of what he quoted. If you look at what he quoted on here, I am not in violation, but I'll take what you gave me and I'm gone.
I want this over.
I want to say something.
Madam Chair, members of the board, and I'm Anthony Jackson, attorney for the city. I think the gentleman is challenging the rule. I don't know if he's challenging it. He identified the rule, and that's an interpretation. The rule has been interpreted and it's been applied over and over again. He has rights of appeal if that's what if he believes that the interpretation is wrong or the application of the rule is incorrect. But your purpose, this is a quasi-judicial proceeding. Evidence is presented, he's presented his evidence, the city has presented its evidence, and y'all make a decision on whether he's in compliance or non-compliance. And after that determination is made, then a discussion of how he can come into compliance in a time period. And so our recommendation from the city is that he come into compliance by next month. As we have determined by the observation of our rule, he is currently in non-compliance. It's a rule that's been enforced and observed many times over. If he believes the rule needs to be changed, there's a method for doing that through the commission. If he believes that we aren't applying it correctly and he wants to appeal that, there's methods of appeal through Chapter 162.11.
I can appreciate that. But my thing is that I think that, to be honest with you, that the city's been a little heavy-handed.
Well,
when you're coming out and you're just coming into a neighborhood and I just don't understand it. When you come in, if the rule says you can't do it, then fine. But I don't want it applied to me and not applied to someone else. Not that I'm worried about somebody else's, but I want the rules to be done straight. I mean, all over this city, people do. When you look at now, you'll see the city yard is right there down the street from me. They do grass parking.
Well, they shouldn't. Okay.
But they do.
All right, you can appeal this, and you can talk to your, the person that makes the rules. The commission approves the rules, so that may be a method for you. But right now, for us, we're going, Mr. Harrington has asked for the question to be moved. We're going to vote on it, and we're going to move on. And
Thank you for your time, but I would suggest that you would actually take a look and see what I'm talking about.
It's not up to us to take a look. It's up to the
Well, you're
code
making a
board.
determination.
We listen to evidence.
Well, who's right or wrong?
We listen to evidence.
So there's the evidence. I mean, that's what I want you to take
All
at
right.
least and consider it.
I'm done.
My time's up?
Time's up. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. That's it. Thank you, sir.
You had enough due process. Now, done. You had plenty of due process.
He did.
No, I want them to have it.
Okay, I'll add it in.
Yeah, I want them to have it. Did you see it? It's all on the street. Everybody's parking on the
Case number 14, CB 07-21-202, Florentin Vassalou. Ah, there you are. Good morning.
Let's get your name and address for the record.
That's okay. You have to be sworn. Well, I guess you don't need to
You
be
don't need to be
sworn
sworn
in
in,
since you're allowed, but just give us your name.
Good morning, Madam Chair. My name is Jay Small. I'm a shareholder in the law firm of Mateer Harbert. My business address is Suite 600, 225 East Robinson Street, Orlando, Florida, and I'm here representing Mr. Vassalou.
That's how you say it, Vassalou?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Mr. Garcia?
Okay, this case was opened on October 15, 2020 as a police complaint for replacing a boathouse without a permit. Notice was signed on March 17, 2021. Compliance deadline was March 25, 2021. The last day I re-inspected was on June 24th, June the 13th, 2021. I'm sorry, it was June 3rd, 2021. Result of my reinspection non-compliance, and I had contact with the owner and also spoke with attorney Mr. Small. Spoke to permits and licensing required. The owner to obtain original survey and to update DEP certificate and revised plan to show the structure being replaced in its exact original footprint. So with that, staff's recommending finding it in non-compliance and compliance by the September cutoff.
Okay. September.
Correct.
Okay. So does the boathouse exist anymore, or is it gone?
I didn't know who that was directed to.
Either.
This one doesn't, right? At this time, it doesn't.
That's gone. That structure is
Correct.
gone. So has anything been rebuilt there?
Yes.
Okay.
If I may.
Go ahead.
Very briefly, a little bit of the history, because Mr. Garcia did a good job, but there's a little bit more to it.
Okay.
Back in 2017, there was a permit application to replace pilings for a boathouse that had been damaged during Hurricane Irma.
Right.
About a year and a half later or so, this permitting and licensing replaced that permit with a new permit. And then in the last quarter of 2020, Mr. Vasilou applied for a permit to construct a boathouse. That permit was issued, as I understand it, on December 23rd of 2020. The application process, I believe, started in, the application process, I believe, was in October or November of 2020. The notice that we received is dated March 1st, and it indicates that there was construction of improvements, the boathouse, without a permit. Well, there was a permit. The permit had been issued on December 23rd. In the first quarter or so of this year, there have been a number of issues related to inspections and compliance of construction with the permit. We are working those issues out with permitting and licensing. And on June 15th of this year, I met with Jim Morris, Mr. Urquhart, Ben Gross, who I didn't realize we actually went to law school together, and Kimberly Flaherty. I believe I met with Ms. Phillips, but I know that I've spoken to Ms. Phillips in terms of bringing the property into compliance.
Okay.
Mr. Garcia raised an issue with respect to a survey, and I want to elaborate a little bit on that. In our meeting on the 15th, Mr. Morris presented me with a right-of-way map, which may indicate that a portion of the property is within existing right-of-way, which is a canal that's behind it.
Right.
We don't know that for sure, and nor did Mr. Morris. We're in the process of obtaining a survey to confirm that. If that's an issue, what we would need is a right-of-way utilization permit, which is a doable deal. It's not that hard. It's essentially a license. It's essentially coming up with a legal description and getting a license to have those improvements in the right-of-way. So the survey should be done the end of this month. That's our hope. As everybody knows, surveying is a difficult project.
Everything is right now.
That's where we are, and there was also, in the interest of full disclosure, I brought this to the attention of Mr. Garcia, and I spoke at length, I believe on Monday or Tuesday, with Mr. Sykes. Permitting and licensing had issued a condemnation for unsafe structures.
Yeah.
That's been dismissed.
Okay.
That's been dismissed. We met with them. The day that I met with them, it was dismissed. So we are on a pathway to bring the property into compliance. It's going to take some time to do that. I wanted to bring that to your attention. I know that you've said September.
Mm-hmm.
Our best hope would be that we can do it by September, but we're going to need variances. We're going to need a right-of-way utilization agreement. And I don't want to set us up as the client or make promises I cannot deliver to the board in terms of September. So, my preference would be that if you're going to, I think you could dismiss this case because there was a permit. If that is not what the board's
Did the permit, was the original permit, did it get expired? Is that?
That's correct.
The original permit actually wasn't finalized, and it did expire.
Okay.
Well, it expired in
issue.
June.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was issued, and, the actual, I believe, March letter said that there were additional inspections that needed to be done. So that was in the letter that we
All right,
received.
what I'm thinking about is that we find you in non-compliance, because obviously it's not, to me, it's not in compliance, and that we get a progress report in September to see where we are and set a new compliance date. That's kind of what I'm thinking about, because they're obviously working with the groups, the different groups that they need to be working with and trying to straighten it out. They're not ignoring the problem. What's anybody think about that?
Seems reasonable to me.
What? Reasonable?
That seems reasonable to me.
Okay, all right. The chair will entertain a motion to find the respondent in noncompliance and order a progress report at the September meeting, which is 9/9/21.
Are you setting a compliance date?
And at that point, we will set a new compliance date.
Well, currently, one hasn't been set at all, so.
Right,
you'll
okay,
set one
and
at
we
that-
will set a compliance date at that time.
Okay.
So that we'll know more what's going on. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson,
Second.
second, Mr.
We've got a big law
Reinhardt.
firm.
All in
Somebody will
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so someone from your firm or the owner himself will come back here and tell us where we are in the process, and then we can set a compliance date at that time or order another,
We're going to have the progress report in September and then
Yes.
set a compliance date?
yes, at that point. That's what we voted to do.
Okay. I think it would have been better if we just set a compliance date and then extended it.
Well, we already voted on it.
We've already done it, I understand.
Well, I mean, we
but,
can't revisit it if you want to, but we already voted on it, and I think it depends on if he's got to go to certain boards and when the boards meet and all that stuff, so, and they're moving.
They're in business, they know about that stuff.
Yeah.
And they knew about it when they started it.
Okay. Well, we did, what we voted on said that we would determine a compliance date in September. Okay? All right, so we have time to work on it, and then,
If there's nothing else, pardon me, may I be excused?
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, meeting, yeah.
I suit you.
Case is over. Okay. All right, case number 15, CEB 07-21-203, Kelly Rose. All right, Mr. Garcia.
Ms. Rose called me last night, and she said that she wasn't able to attend. This case was opened on July 30th, 2020, as a field-generated complaint for debris, damaged fence, overgrown grass, weeds, and outside storage. Notice was signed on August 18, 2020. Compliance deadline, August 24th, 2020. The last day I re-inspected it was on June 24th, 2021. Result of my reinspection, finding it in non-compliance. I had contact with the owner, and staff's recommending a finding of non-compliance compliance by next cutoff.
Discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, August 4th, 2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such motion, so move, Mr. Robinson. The second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 16, CEB 07-21-204. Regina Boughton? Boughton, I bet there are 3 different ways I could say that. Please come forward.
My name is Regina Boughton.
Boughton, okay.
Yes, and it's Beauton. And my address is 321 Cottrell Avenue here in Daytona Beach, 32114.
Okay, thank you. And
Thank you.
sworn in.
Raise your right hand.
Oh, yeah.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to say you're going to speak too?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Darlene Wolfson, Habitat for Humanity of Greater Volusia County. We are assisting Ms. Boughton with
facilitating compliance.
Let's get you sworn in, please.
Oh, I'm
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Garcia.
This case was opened on December 10, 2020 as a police complaint for a leaning retaining wall. The notice was signed on January 19, 2021. Compliance deadline was on February 19, 2021. The last day I re-inspected was on May 26, 2021. The result of my re-inspection is finding it in non-compliance, and I've had contact with the owner and also by phone. The staff recommending a finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
All right, so where is the leaning retaining wall we're talking about? That's a fence, right?
It's actually right where she's pointing down on the bottom, in front of the fence on the right. See if there's
Oh,
another
that,
picture you can
okay,
see.
I got it now.
And also in front of the property, where if you go to the back, right there.
That, so there are actually two things that need to be fixed?
Correct. She's taking care of the other issues. There was numbers that she put up. The exterior, as you can see now on the right, the wall, and then you'll look in the other pictures, you'll see the whole building is complete. That's how it was. And then there's another picture where you can see how she painted the whole building right there. So the only thing left was the wall, but they've had issues with getting surveys and getting someone to fix it.
I have an update on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We retained services right away, but there's been a delay. The surveyor is Wilbert Surveying of Ormond, and they have indicated that the age of the subdivision is presenting some issues, making it a very complicated survey. They expect to have that by next week. We were informed that yesterday. And as soon as we have the survey, we can move forward with permitting, and Ms. Boughton is prepared to do that, and we will assist her.
Okay, glad to see you're working on it. That's acceptable, right? What's your recommendation?
It was just a finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Okay. Any discussion? All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Reinhardt, second. Ms. Himes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. All right, case number 17, CEB 07-21-205. Barbara Moore McMillan. Go ahead, Mr. Garcia.
211 Michigan Avenue. This case was opened on October 29, 2020 as a CRM complaint for overgrown landscape, damaged roof, fence, peeling paint, damaged guardrails. Notice was returned unsigned, and I posted it on January 21st, 2021. The compliance deadline was February 21st, 2021. The result in my reinspection was finding it in non-compliance, and I have had no contact whatsoever. Staff recommending a finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
So is there anything on the first, I mean, that second floor porch looks fairly dangerous, but is there anything on the first floor that, are people living there?
No, it's abandoned.
It's abandoned.
Yeah, there's nobody,
All right.
no contact. I've had to post it. And
Is there anything that you consider a life safety issue up there?
no, I believe it's just all of the railings around are falling. Nothing that I could see structure-wise of the top being falling or anything like that.
Any discussion? All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent committed compliance by the next cutoff date and be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 18, CEB 07-21-206, Donald and Shirley Gay.
This case, I believe the owner's right there, isn't he? Back there on the right, left,
Where?
back there.
Oh, there you are. Come forward,
If you wanted
please,
to be
sir.
heard or not.
If you want to be heard.
Yeah, my name's Donald Gay.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm testimony about to provide the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
This case was opened on November 23rd, 2020 as field generated for adding a driveway without a building permit, overgrown grass and weeds. Notice was signed on November 30th, 2020. Compliance deadline December 14, 2020. Last day re-inspected was on June 24th, 2021. The result of my reinspection, finding it in non-compliance, I have had contact with the owner, and staff recommends a finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff. I was on the property yesterday. I spoke with the owner, and I witnessed that him and a couple others working for him were removing what they had done without the permit. They had mulch on top of it, so I couldn't see it. I spoke to a tenant that was there previously before yesterday, and she did not allow me to go on to verify if under the mulch the concrete was there. So, but I did see them yesterday removing it. So I got to go out today for reinspection, make sure that it's all done. The driveway that you see, that's where the mulch was covering. From that wall back was all concreted, so he removed it all.
Okay.
There's pictures in there. And then this new driveway here, that one he's just received, he's just got a permit on.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good. Do you live there, sir?
No, my wife's son lives there.
Okay.
And also,
So he's going to, Mr. Garcia's indicated he's coming out today. It's not in compliance yet because he hasn't put you into compliance, but he will do that when it's in compliance.
also along the fence, I told him that any weeds and vines and whatnot had to be removed.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
it needs to be edged on the sidewalk.
Okay. You understand what needs to be done?
The weeds that he talks about on the fence, the problem with removing those is that this is a high transient area. And a lot of those weeds have thorns on them. There's a reason that we haven't removed them, because the transients like to go over the fence to cut across the property. And the thorns are nature's first attack of not doing that. We keep the fence trimmed, as you can see in the picture, but there appears to be almost no reason to not have vines growing on a fence as long as you keep them trimmed. They serve a purpose because, like I said, this is a very high transient area.
It is.
And everyone likes to one-arm it over the fence and cut across the property. And
Is this in the front, is this in the front of your property?
Yeah, this is fronts on Congress Avenue. That's the sidewalk he's talking about. A lot of people don't like to walk the length around the corner of it, and then they jump over the fence. So, I don't think the fence with the vines on it looks objectable, but
I'm pertaining more to the edging of the grass along the sidewalk.
see that,
And also on the bottom of the fence, all along through there should be cleaned up. That also keeps all the trash and debris that he gets daily. It gets caught there and stays there and multiplies. And
So what I'm hearing from Mr. Garcia is if you clean up the bottom part and
yeah.
also the, edge the other side of the sidewalk, that sidewalk doesn't look like it's in great condition. That might be a little difficult to do as well. But if you clean those things up,
The problem with vegetation in the fence is that it begins to destroy the fence as well. That's part of why it's not allowed. Additionally, bushes are not allowed that close to the sidewalk by ordinance, so.
well, that's the rule.
Yeah, Mr. Garcia has indicated that he'd like to have the fence taken out.
that's on the other Jason property. He has another property there.
Okay.
And that's
That's not
some-
this, we're just talking about 317 Congress right now.
Yeah. So I guess I have to take the weeds off the fence.
That's what it sounds like. That's what the rule is. We don't make the rules.
Okay.
Okay. The chair will entertain, well, if there's any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent in noncompliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Reinhardt, motion. Ms. Himes, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. As I say, I know, we don't make the rules up here. It's our job to listen to the evidence and see whether you're following the rules or not. Our job is not to make the rules. So if you have a problem with the rules, that has to go to a different board, and that board would be the commission and your commissioner.
Or the Board of
Thank you.
Adjustments.
Or who?
Board of Adjustments.
Yeah. Okay. All right, case number 19, CEB 07-21-207, Myrtle Burton. Okay.
The Kingston vacant lot. Notice of violation was issued on December 1st, 2020 as a police complaint for overgrown grass, weeds, trash, debris, rubbish, and garbage. Notice was unclaimed and posted on February 12th, 2021. Compliance deadline was February 26th, 2021. The last day I re-inspected was on June 25th, 2021. Result of my re-inspection was finding it in non-compliance, and I have had contact with the owner. This was just recent, yesterday, for the first time. Staff recommends a request of finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff. And he stated that he could not make it, but that he was coming next week and he'd be on the property to meet me and take care of the issues.
Okay. All right. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Reinhardt, second. Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 20, CB 07-21-208, Glenn and Donna Weatherall. Mr. Weatherall's coming up. Good morning.
Morning.
State your name and address for the record and be sworn in, please.
Glenn D. Weatherall, 202 River Bluff Drive, Ormond Beach.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so you don't live in this house?
No, ma'am, I don't.
You own this house?
Yeah,
Do
unfortunately.
you have tenants?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Garcia?
This case was opened on August 3rd, 2020 as a CRM complaint for outside storage, illegal parked vehicles, dilapidated fence, junk vehicles, rubbish, dirt, and grime on the exterior surface, and damaged rain gutters and fascia. The notice was signed on September 4th, 2020. Compliance deadline October 9, 2020. Last day re-inspected was June 24th, 2021. Result of my re-inspection finding in non-compliance, and I have had no contact with the owner. Staff recommends in the finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Well, I did contact you and asked for an extension on that back in August when I got that.
Okay.
But based on what my tenant told me, he was going to take care of it, and obviously he didn't.
Correct.
Okay, and that was a year ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, what?
I guarantee you it'll be taken care of, though.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Any discussion? All right, the chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21. Be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington.
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
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 Like sign opposed, motion carries.
All right.
So, sir, the case, I just wanted to tell you that the case, you're the respondent in the case, your tenants aren't. So whether or not they do the work or not, or who does it, it's immaterial, but you will it will continue to be you that comes here and not them.
I'd like to talk to you. Okay.
Did you hear what I said? No, okay. You are the owner of the property, so you're the respondent in this case, and it's not.
I understand.
Your tenants will never be up here in front of us, just you will be.
Right.
So I just need you to understand that.
I do understand
Okay.
that, believe me.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. Case number
Thank you.
21, CEB 07-21-209, Jan Eric, and I can't say that name, Skriesfrud and Nina Oldegard. And they're not here, so they can't correct me. Okay. Okay.
This case was opened on September 9, 2020 as a citizen complaint for overgrown grass and a rusted roof. Notice was unclaimed and posted on May 25, 2021. Compliance deadline was on June 1, 2021. Last day re-inspected was on June 25, 2021. The result of my reinspection finding it in noncompliance, and I have had contact with the owner by emails. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff. And they actually pulled a demo permit, and it has been approved, and it looks like they're going to remove the whole shed in the back.
And that's where the rusted roof is, on the shed?
In the far rear back there, you can see it.
Okay. All right. Any questions from anybody? All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next
Hang on.
8/4/21 or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion?
Hang on one second, I'm sorry.
On hold.
They're from Norway, and they had asked for an extension. So we'll put down, if we can put down the, instead of next cutoff, if we can ask for the following month.
Does anyone have an issue with that? No, restate the motion or respondent to come into compliance by 9/1/2021 or be returned to the board for consideration fine of up to $1,000 a day.
So
right.
moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 22 CB 07-21-230. George W. and Gladys Carr Estate. Anyone here from the estate? Okay.
This case was opened on March 23rd, 2021 as a police complaint for unmaintained vacant lot, overgrown grass, weeds, and shrubbery. Notice was unclaimed and posted on April 22nd, 2021. Compliance deadline was May 5th, 2021. The last day I re-inspected was on June 7, 2021. The result in my reinspection finding in noncompliance, and I've had contact with the owner's sister. The owner passed away. Staff recommending a finding of noncompliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Okay, questions? Chair will entertain a motion upon respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is such a motion? Motion, Ms. Himes, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 23 is in compliance. Case number 24, CEB 07-21-213, Stephen Wright. Mr. Wright here. Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning, Mark Jones, Neighborhood Services. My credentials are on file. This case opened as a citizen complaint on April 16th of 2020. Notice of violation was generated and the property was posted on February 25th, 2021. Compliance was due March 29th, 2021. Site visit on July 6th, and no repairs have been made. I did receive contact from the owner who stated they were starting this to start working on it in the next day or two to pressure wash and paint. Staff's recommending a finding of noncompliance with compliance next cutoff.
All right, I want to make note that Mr. Harrington is not here because we still have a quorum. We can vote on this case. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carried. We heard case number 25, case number 26, CEB 06-21-179, Janice Pickens. Ms. Pickens here? Now, let me tell you something, all of these cases, cases 25 through 37, have had an extra month to come into compliance, which most people don't get. And the reason you had that extra month, if you're here, is because the code officer was unable to attend last month, even though these were on our agenda. So you've all had an extra month to do something about this and find out what's going on.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
you skipped 25.
25, yeah.
I don't think we did hear that
No,
one.
we didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. All right, we can do both Mr. Fitzgerald's cases. All right, is Mr. Hargrove here? Good, thank you. I'm sorry.
All right.
I skipped you.
How you doing?
Good morning.
Robert Hargrove, 632 Tucker Street.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Fitzgerald, and then we'll hear from you, Mr. Hargrove.
Good morning. Mike Fitzgerald, City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. My credentials on file with the city. The original site visit for the property was on June 18th, 2020. It was written up for storage, outside storage, trash and debris, junk vehicles, roof, damaged fascia boards, electric and damaged electrical, and the concrete stoop in the front, which is the walkway where you walk into the property. Missing house numbers, damaged fencing, overgrown yard, damaged window, paint, peeling paint, and the stoop.
Okay.
The notice of violation was issued and signed for on July 2nd, 2020. Compliance date was August 2nd, 2020. The property remains in non-compliance. The issues are still the fencing, the junk vehicle,
What junk vehicle?
and there's
A work trailer?
the work trailers in the front still. Yeah.
We use it every day. It's a work trailer. So it can't be right there, it has to be behind the gate, the other gate? 'Cause I got another trailer behind that one too.
A trailer cannot be parked in front of the
All right,
house.
so, Mr. Hargrove, it looks
the
like
damaged
you've
fencing.
done some work to this.
Yeah, I had seen a notice and I started painting it myself.
Do you live there?
No, I don't. It's vacant.
No, you don't live there, but does someone live there?
It's vacant.
No, it's vacant, okay. But it looks like you've done some of the work, and so, Mr. Fitzgerald, the only thing that's left is fixing the fence. Now, where's the junk vehicle? What are we,
The junk vehicle would be behind the fence. He's making
actually-
arrangements to have it towed away, is my understanding, and moving the trailer, which is
okay,
allowed.
I don't see a vehicle.
It's in the backyard.
Oh, it's in the backyard
last
now, so
tenant-
that's not an
There-
issue?
Yeah,
Is that an,
Oh, that's not even there. I don't even know what that is.
that was from before. The trailer has to be in the back.
That's not.
okay, so the work trailer has to be in the back too?
Yes.
Okay.
And the junk vehicle, there's one left to be removed.
Okay.
The address letters and the fence.
Can you get that all done by next time, you think? I mean, it looks like you've
Um,
done some work.
I got another code. I got a code enforcement here in New Jersey, so it depends on how long y'all give me to actually do it. 'Cause August, I have to go to New Jersey.
Well, you want to get it done as quickly as
I
possible.
try. I'm on house arrest. so
Since
I'll
you're
try.
here, because you're not here next month and the work's not done. I mean, you could ask us next month to, if there were special circumstances or something, we could discuss it.
Only thing is just the junk vehicle that's in the back, because my last tenant left it there, and it's like a half a vehicle, so I'm having a hard time with that. But the gate, I have all that done by next.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that.
And the
in.
house
I'll
numbers
leave,
are
go get
pretty
the numbers.
simple, so, okay.
And the fence.
And fence, what's the matter with the fence here?
If you'll take a look at, see how the fence goes, yeah, keep
It
going.
was messed up. I actually fixed it
Okay, good. We'll
Still
just
same.
have Mr. Fitzgerald come look at it again, okay?
because it don't look like that. No.
All right. The chair will entertain, any questions? Chair will entertain A motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date of 8/4/21 or be returned to board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
Second.
Motion, Ms. Hyams, second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in
Can I say
favor,
something?
say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Yes, sir.
If I'm not able to make it to that August 4th hearing,
Just talk to Mr. Fitzgerald, and he can say that he's talked to you. It's real important that we know that you still care. So, and that you're working on things. So if you can't be physically at this meeting, you make sure you stay in contact with Mr. Fitzgerald,
I got
okay?
your phone
Yeah. All right, thank you. All right, now we'll go to case 26 CEB 0621179 Janice Pickens at 831 Madison. Okay.
The property site visit on June 9, 2020. Case was opened for damaged roof, yard, and fence damage. The notice of violation was signed for on June 15, 2020. It was supposed to come into compliance by July 15, 2020. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Mr. Fitzgerald, is that kind of a fence legal?
They're going to reflect that Mr. Harrington.
No, that's why it's written up.
Okay.
It's pallets.
Pallets, right, yeah.
Have you spoken to Ms. Pickens?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so no show, no contact. Questions? Does anybody live there?
Yes,
But she doesn't.
I'm not sure. I know people are there. I can sort of. I'll
Okay,
drive
but
by
we
and-
don't know whether it's a tenant or whether,
I don't think it is. I've had this cases in the past, and they've had, I guess, they're getting, they had a problem with the roof in the front porch, and that's been removed. And that case was closed, and now the damage has moved over to the new, to the building. So they have the roof and the damaged tarps.
okay,
I mean, the leaking.
okay. All right, motion has been made by Ms. Heim to accept the code enforcement, what's it called? Huh? Of noncompliance, and order the respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff or be returned to the board for consideration of, next cutoff is 8/4/21. Or return to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Oh, Ms. Himes made the motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case 27, CEB 0621180, Reginald and Gwendolyn Moore. They here? Okay. Mr. Fitzgerald?
The original site visit was on February 24, 2020. Notice of violation was issued for outside storage, damaged windows and screens, damaged fascia board, and peeling and damaged paint. The notice of violation was signed for on February 24, 2021. It was supposed to get into compliance by March 24, 2021. I have had contact with the owner on the phone. We're asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Anything been accomplished?
Yeah. It went from, this is the latest pictures, and
Okay.
or
So-
there might be one there. No, there'll be some from 7 to 7.
Okay.
But there's still a lot to go.
All right.
That would be the latest picture.
Questions from the board? All right, Chair, I'll entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 28, CEB 0621181, Eula Sylvester and Howard.
That property is in compliance. Oh, I'm
This
sorry.
property's
This is,
in
I'm sorry, what's the
compliance?
address?
This address is a parcel
Yeah, no,
number,
not
Lot
compliant, yeah.
Gibson parcel number.
No, it's not compliant.
Okay. Good morning.
Howard Sylvester.
Alex?
Howard.
Howard. Oh, you're Howard, okay.
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
The site visit for this property was on May 5th, 2020. Notice of violation was issued for no permit for fence, junk vehicles, and parking on the grass. The notice was signed for on May 14th, 2020, and it was supposed to come into compliance on June 14th, 2020. I have had contact with the owner prior, and at this time, I'm saying non-compliance, and we're asking for the next cutoff.
Okay. So do you understand what the violations are, sir?
Yeah, but look at that picture there. I just took that picture yesterday.
Yes, sir. This is still your property, the
Okay,
fence?
that
and
fence.
And the car?
That fence been up there ever since Charlie
Yeah.
came through. Okay, it might have went down a little bit. I'd rather put it back up because I got, like scaffolding and stuff that I work with. And I want to have it somewhere behind the fence so nobody don't steal it.
Okay.
So you mean tell me I can't put nothing in the yard?
No fences in vacant lots,
See, that don't make sense.
other
It's
than,
sitting down behind the other house, the fence lot. It don't even make sense. I'm trying to keep everything behind us so nobody
So
don't
it
steal
doesn't make,
yeah, you can get a fence permit now, and it has to be a certain kind of fence that you can fence in a yard.
Okay,
but
well, what I
that-
did, I went and got a survey, but I can't do nothing until after they surveyed the lot. I done paid for it and all.
okay,
That's $400 and something going out my pocket.
okay.
So if I can't put no fence up there, it don't even make sense for me to survey the lot.
So if he I'm not understanding it. If he gets a survey, who told him to get a survey?
They say I had to have a survey to put a fence up.
If
Who
you,
said that?
permits and licensing would ask for a survey for a lot to put a new fence up
But
per
then
the
he
new
could
code.
but so he can apply for a permit for a fence for the
Right.
lot?
Yes,
That's what I'm
but
trying to
you
do
can't
now.
have cars behind the fence or anything like that. And that fence that goes across there, that wooden fence wouldn't be allowed.
So I want to put a regular, new fence, what you get.
So you have to get a new fence,
Yeah,
is what
going
it
out to
sounds
Home
like. Is
Depot and
that
buy a
correct?
regular
Get a
fence.
permit and a new fence or take the old fence down?
Even if he puts a new fence, you still can't have vehicles parked on a vacant lot.
The cars I can get rid of. I just don't want to get rid of my scaffold. I work with that stuff.
No outside storage on a vacant lot.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you get a lot, you can't do nothing.
You know, sir, I'm sorry,
don't even make
but, I
sense.
mean, some of these rules
It don't make sense.
you're right, and we see that and we understand that, but we don't make the rules.
I just wasted money just trying to get a
mean,
survey
Go
for a
ahead.
lot.
We have a question.
Are you saying that on the vacant lot, there is no fence, but behind the house, what is behind his house, he cannot?
Yeah,
but
we're
the
not talking about the
there-
house at all.
Yeah.
Now, is that attached to your, yes, on a vacant lot, you can't have any outside storage, vehicles, or anything like that in a residential district?
Yeah, a vacant lot is just that.
You have explained to him that nothing can be done on the vacant lot.
So I have to build a house just to get something behind it.
Right, right. If you want to
Property
do,
fence
if you want to do something with a vacant piece of property, you need to come in and apply for that use and go through the process
Yeah.
and establish what it's being used for. If it's a vacant lot, that's what it is. It should be vacant and maintained.
But I keep
Sure
it
Mr.
cut.
Fitzgerald will explain that to you.
I keep it cut.
Yes, it looks, yeah, it's always cut.
Is the vacant lot attached to his house?
No,
Or-
no.
No.
So I see, so it's a vacant lot someplace other than your house.
No, that house is on another lot, the one next door to it. It had a privacy fence up next to hers. So I just tied into it. But her fence blew down, my part stayed up.
You're just using the vacant lot for storage.
Well, just to put my scaffolding, I can't put it in my yard because I don't have enough room in my yard. The scaffolding and all that stuff, trailer that I pull it with, I try to keep it behind that fence so nobody don't steal none of my stuff off of it.
But as Mr. Scott said.
Yeah, I understand he said
explain that
can't have
he
nothing.
could go to other sources to get the information that he just said, how he might can do that.
Yeah, there's a process for this, and if you go to permits and licensing and tell them what you want to do, I'm sure they'll try to help you through the process.
All right. Guess I have to try that then.
Okay,
But all them cars and all that junk is gone.
good. Well, that's good. Okay. All right, so your recommendation is next cutoff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent committed compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
That was Mr. Reinhardt, second? Second, Ms. Himes?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 29, CEB 0621-182, Bobby Caldwell. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Fitzgerald.
The site visit was on June 17, 2020. The case was opened for the following violations: inoperable or junk vehicles, overhang and soffit in the front porch were damaged, junk and debris, boarded up windows, damaged roof. It was written up for a damaged tree in the backyard, damaged window trim, damaged screens. At this time, the notice of violation was signed for on June 22, 2020. It was supposed to come into compliance by July 22, 2020. I've had no contact. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay, this is a whole year plus, you know? All right. Any
These
questions?
cases, ma'am, were opened by a different officer who
Yeah.
wasn't here, and I just
Okay.
got them, so they're coming
I
forward.
mean, it's not your fault.
Okay.
I mean, they just,
Yeah,
but
in the year.
people have known about them for.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Mr. Robinson makes the motion, second Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 30, CEB 0621-183, Sandora Davis and Kenzel, Washington. Okay, no shows, okay? Ahead, Mr. Fitzgerald.
The site visit was on April 8th, 2020. The notice of violation was issued for no permit for gazebo, junk vehicles, outside storage, damaged roof, damaged fencing, outside garbage. The letter was signed for on March 4th, 2021. It was supposed to come into compliance by April 4th, 2021. At this time, I have had contact with the owner. At this time, it's non-compliance, next cutoff.
They working on it?
No.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent to commit to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/2021, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Ms. Himes made the motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Robinson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 31, CEB 0621-184, Thomas Towner.
The site visit was done on April 8th, 2020. A notice of violation was issued for damaged roof, outside storage, and no address numbers. The address numbers are in compliance at this time. The notice was signed for on April 18th, 2020.
Over a year ago.
Yeah, and it was supposed to come into compliance by May 18th, 2020.
Okay.
I've had no contact, and I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Questions? Chair will entertain a motion by respondent non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, to be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day.
So moved.
I'd
Motion,
like to make
Mr.
a correction.
Robinson.
I have had contact with the gentleman last week.
What'd he say?
They're trying to work on it, but his father owned the house, and he still needs to go through probate and all kinds of things, so.
All right, whatever. That's been a year.
Yeah.
Over a year.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I have a motion from Mr. Robinson. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Reinhardt, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case 32, CEB 0621185. Jacqueline Jackson? Okay. Go ahead.
Site visit was done on April 8th, 2020. Notice of violation was issued for damaged roof, which would be the rear structure, for exterior steps, accessory structure roof. The crawl space is considered, you'll see on the photograph, they're missing some of the lattice around the corner where there's a hole there without the lattice, and I think that's what the officer meant by that.
Do they have to have lattice up?
They don't have to have it, but if they have it, it should be all or none. You can't like
Okay.
have lattice and then no lattice, which is what they have, or it
Okay.
fell down is what I'm saying here.
Okay.
It was signed for on February 25th, 2021, and they were supposed to come into compliance by March 25th, 2021. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
You spoken to her?
No, but I've heard from the neighbors, I think she passed away.
Oh. So is this house vacant?
No, I think family members.
So somebody lives there?
Yes,
you
ma'am.
think? Okay. Oh, that's going to be messy. All right. Well, for right now, it's not in compliance. Or we'll determine that. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. The next cutoff date is 8/4/21. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Robinson, motion, second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Now, we did hear case 33, right?
Right.
Case 34, CEB 0621188, John Smith and Desi Smith Walker.
The field generated and a site visit on April 27, 2020. A notice of violation was issued for damaged structure, damaged garage door, junk vehicles. The letter was returned. The posting was done on June 9, 2020. It was supposed to come into compliance by July 9, 2020. No contact. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff. This would be the structure that's with the damaged roof. It's also been referred to permits and licensing for the demolition inspector to do a inspection. You'll see how bad it is on the side.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Any questions? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Himes.
Second.
Second, Ms. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case 35, CEB 0621-189, Gary Ganthier.
The site visit was May 18, 2020.
Boy, they're coming forward. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name.
Gary Gantier.
Marie Gantier.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Thank you. Site visit was originally May 18, 2020. Notice of violation was issued. It was, letter was returned. The property was posted on July 16, 2020 to come into compliance by August 16, 2020. I have had contact with the owner. The property is in non-compliance at this time, and I'm asking for the next cutoff.
Okay, what needs to be done? Are the cars moved?
The cars are moved. He's already put a new roof on it. The damage on the outside is the fascia board and the soffits are missing, and then the painting of the house. They're doing a lot of improvements there, and I'm glad that you're working on it. But we need the outside done.
Yes.
So is that a new complaint? Because all it says is damaged roof. I guess, are the soffits considered part of the roof structure?
It had a permit on it for a new roof, and it's been finalized. So,
So it's been, I don't know, I mean.
You were saying they did the roof, but the soffits under there is not been touched, okay.
Anyway, someone working on it for us.
Okay,
One day
that's
it's
fine,
supposed-
that's
The soffits
wonderful.
are-
We're glad you're working on it. I just,
The soffits are part of the roof system. They
yeah,
just
that's
need to
what
be
I'm
repaired.
asking.
Yes.
Okay, and let them have that back. There's a certificate of completion and it's been finalized. My question, yeah, so, okay, so the roofing company didn't take care of that.
No, I don't know, for some reason they didn't do it.
Okay. But that's really all, the painting of the outside, I mean, that's not an issue. The only issues are the roof and the parking on the grass.
We had someone working on it.
Yeah,
He
okay.
should came Monday, but today he's doing it.
Yeah, that's good.
The parking in the glass, he's not my car parking in the glass, so I will tell him.
Contractors.
Contractor.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so everything's getting
Yeah.
taken care of.
Yeah.
So, okay, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of $1,000 per day. Next cutoff date is 8/4/21.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second. Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, thank you for doing that work.
Thank you too.
Bye. Have a nice
Bye. All right, yeah, stay in contact with Mr. Fitzgerald, so when that work gets done, he knows, okay? Okay, good. All right, case 36. What I'd like to do is get through these new cases, and then we'll take a 5-minute break. And then we'll get to the old cases. CEB, so our case 36, CEB 0621-190, Loris McGonigal. Good morning.
Hi. My name is Michael McGonigal. I live at 16 South Grandview Avenue, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I visited the site on July 8th, 2020, in response to the PD had served a warrant on the property, and I was called out. The notice of violation was issued for damage, peeling paint, exterior surfaces, rotten wood, dirt and grime, outside storage, trash and debris, no business license, boarding up windows. I have had contact with the owner multiple times. They've been doing work, but it's just not done. And I'm asking for it to be done in non-compliance and asking for next cutoff for compliance.
Okay. What can you tell us? Are you the owner?
No, my dad is.
Your dad? Your
he's-
dad's Loris?
Yeah. He's been in the hospital since Saturday,
And,
and he's.
well, that's okay, you can be here, you have permission
I'm
to
just
be
he's
here. Okay.
he's probably never going to be able to come back home again.
Yeah,
So I'm
okay.
just doing
So
the best
who's
I can.
taking care of the work?
I'm doing the best I can.
Who was taking care of the work
Well, my
before?
dad did hire two different people to do some painting, but he had to fire them because they just wanted to drink all day instead of get the job done. But
So,
I mean, but
let me ask you, Mr. Fitzgerald, is this an apartment building? What is this?
It is an apartment building, and that's what they were written up for no business license.
oh, we have that.
Yeah,
I
they got it,
I
and
got
it's
that.
it's now opened. I mean, it's an active business license.
So how many apartments are in there?
6.
Okay.
My dad's owned this since '95,
Uh-huh.
and he always came into compliance. It's just he's been having a lot of medical issues, but he's always came into compliance before.
Uh-huh.
So,
Although it looked to be quite a bit of issues. What's been done?
They've done painting on the exterior of the building, but not all. They've they got the license. They removed the outside storage. Still, windows are boarded up. Still, paint peeling and fading on different parts of the building. There's still damage to the exterior surfaces. You saw the plants growing out of the concrete where around the stairs there. You see the boarded up window at the straight apartment straight ahead of you. There's a lot still needs to be done. Outside storage, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Move to find it in non-compliance, next cutoff.
All right. Mr. Harrington's made a motion to find Find the respondent in non-compliance and come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4, be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. And Ms. Himes is the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
All right, so I got till August 2nd to get all this done?
Yeah,
Oh, all right, thanks.
just make some progress and stay in touch with Mr. Fitzgerald.
Okay, all right, thanks. Thank you.
Case number 37, CEB 0621192, Florence Rowland. Aha.
Oh, she's right here.
Sorry I had to wait so long. We're getting there.
Excuse me, I'm very ill, been sick, and Dr. Florence Roan has been dead for years, but I was taking care of son, Coach Morris.
Wait a minute. Before you start, be sworn in. Let us know who you are.
Okay.
And I,
State your name.
Ramona Ponder, Ramona Ellen.
I can't hear you through
And I
that
can't
mask.
understand you with your mask.
Ramona Ellen Ponder.
Ramona Ponder.
Very
And what's
sick,
your
just got to hospital
relationship?
Saturday.
You're testifying.
I'm a brother.
Okay.
State what's your name?
Oh, Morris Hinkson, Morris Hinkson III.
Morris Hinkson.
He's 100% disabled.
All right.
I look
What
after
is your
him.
relationship to
They're my
Florence?
family and my nieces. What happened, I started taking care of Coach Morris Wall after our house was taken, and the insurance company, that's another thing. I wouldn't be in this predicament, but I told Morris Small, whose mother
Okay,
is Dr.
Gonna have to, please,
Ms.
I'm
Ponder,
sorry.
we're having a
The
hard
mask.
time understanding what you're
Okay.
saying.
Okay, I'll talk Morris, just go.
Are you sick today?
Yes, I've been sick. I've been in and out of the hospital since last year. I've been turned 53 and things started changing and
Madam Chair,
low,
Well, yeah.
And low blood pressure, low blood count. a lot
I'm
of
not
stuff
sure we've
happened.
established her connection to the property, and we also haven't sworn her in yet.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
my
she was
family.
sworn in,
It's
right?
my family, yes.
All right, let's start over again.
Okay.
You state your name and address for the record, so
Okay.
if you can do it. If you can't do it,
Okay,
okay, if you
got your
can't do it,
names.
let me know and we can work something else out.
okay.
Ms. Ponder and Mr. Hingston.
And this is my brother Morris.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and Ms. Ponder, you are related to Florence how?
No, my nieces is, Florence Rowan is my niece's grandparents.
So
My
do you
grandmother.
have permission? Did you?
Okay,
come
that's why
here?
you need to hear the story of how I got into this mess. Pop, who we call Pop, Coach Morris Moore, he's known here, he was sick. My brother, who, he came up with my family, Pop named Morris, my daddy Morris, my granddaddy Morris, they was all raised here. The first generation Hankerson, he was one of the first people here in Daytona. It's black people. And Pop got sick, and I always told Pop I would take care of him. My nieces, my nephew, his son, Wayne, but, because I'm a caregiver. When I was there and was taking care of him in his mom's name, he has 2 houses. He never put this house in his name. And when I was, we was sitting there, we were taking care of him. That's my job. I do stuff like that. He got sick. Diabetes. Pop 6'3", 6'4", 300-some pounds. They taught me how to do stuff. The nurses. I end up having a hernia, incarcerated, strangulated hernia. Almost took me out. I ended up having twice. Almost died from hernia that they had to do emergency surgery. He died 2019. Pop, before we went to the attorneys he was using to get it in his name so we could try to get it. And keep in mind, Miss, Ouija.
What we need you to do, I don't mean to cut you off, and I know it's a complicated story and
Yes.
issue. And I know you don't feel well, but what we need to do is to know if Florence Rowan gave you permission to come here.
She's been dead, even with Pop. She's been dead, what, 34, Dr. Florence Rohan? She's been
Okay,
dead.
that's a no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not funny, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Take their testimony, but we don't have to, just take their testimony, but we don't have to know if they're, we can assume that they're not connected to the owner.
Well, I don't see why we would take testimony then.
But,
I think we need,
I mean, we know
wait.
that, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Now, speak, and then I want to ask, Mr.
And we know that, we don't know if they're connected to the owner or not.
Right.
The
Well,
family,
they
my
are
sisters and my nieces stay right around the corner.
Right.
They right there on the next street, right there
Right,
behind
but
me.
what we don't know-
It was supposed to be going through probate.
Yeah,
What kind of
I
notice
was
do you
paying the
post
property taxes. Huh?
Post the property, or do we get certified mail, what do we have?
This property was signed for on June 2nd, 2020, and it was supposed to come in compliance by July 2nd, 2020.
Do
I
we
didn't
know
get
who
any.
signed it? You don't even know who signed it.
The code enforcer, Mr. Fitzgerald, who was here before
Before
you,
me, yeah.
He did. I mean, I spoke to him, but we didn't do anything. You know, I don't know. I'm learning stuff now. But when I heard from Mr. Fitzgerald, I saw the paper. It was already saying a miss, and I'm like, I didn't, see that date. So now I'm like, oh,
Anyway, so we just.
I didn't see those papers, and I keep up with everything. I keep in touch.
May I ask
Okay,
you
all
a
right.
question?
I'd like to get some clarification on who now owns the property.
It's still in Dr. Florence Rome's name.
It's
And
still-
Pop died before everything was finished.
And this-
Because I was gonna put it in my brother's name since he's 100% disabled,
Wait.
But I
and we
don't
could
have
get
any
help.
evidence of any of that. What do you want to do?
So
Captain.
here's, it's just as simple as this is, we've seen this many times before. It's a property that's owned by an individual who's deceased. It hasn't gone through the probate process. They're here representing that they have a connection to the family. There's, staff sees no harm in them giving the information that they have, and you can weigh it out for what it's worth from what you hear.
Yeah, because we have no place to go right now. We're poor.
You live there?
Yes, we live there. It's nice. It's just a lot of work, and like I got the shed to
Okay.
do stuff. Yeah, I want to get it, but I don't know.
May I
Everything takes money, and keep in
ask you
mind
a
we are
question,
poor.
please?
We're rich and hard.
Mr. Harrington?
Yes.
Even though you don't technically own this, are you financially able and prepared to make these repairs? Or should we be
Not with the
talking to
roof.
someone else?
We're financially poor. We make, monthly or whatever. Like I said, I'm in and out of the hospital right now. Just got out Saturday again. But we could do everything. But I'm trying to find information because like my daddy was in the Korean War. They someone that
Yeah.
just told me that we could get money to children because they weren't paid, but it was supposed. I'm trying to find money so I could get the house and redo it because the place don't flood. My neighbors, we all look out for each other,
Right.
I suppose we look the poorest
I
house, but the
think the
people
best
want
thing we can do on this is just find it in non-compliance,
Right.
and then we'll deal with it.
And then I have to pay that if
No,
I
you
ever
don't
get.
pay anything yet.
Nothing.
But obviously, there's work that needs to be done. We're
Yeah.
not here today to fine you or do anything like that. There's
Thank you.
work that needs to be done. What I am going to suggest is that you stay in touch with Mr. Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
He can tell you exactly what needs to be done for you to come into compliance.
Mm-hmm.
When you come back next time, you can tell us what's been done, what hasn't been done, what you're able to do.
We paint it, we paint it, we cleaning up the yard.
I mean, since there's so many other people involved, maybe they could all pitch in. I don't know. I mean,
Bernard is in Georgia. Wayne, he's
Well,
sick, heart condition.
whatever.
I know Wayne's more. Everybody is terrible. That's why we need the kingdom
find
to
out who
come.
owns this property
Goodness.
or whether it is in probate. I don't
Can't
even
even-
know whether it's in probate.
Yeah, and at first I thought it was in probate.
Mr. Jackson?
Thank you.
I'm
Oh.
a little confused. You're showing Washington Street was up there instead of Ginsburg.
It's Ginsburg, that's Ginsburg.
Yeah, that's Ginsburg.
Because I see
Mr. Jackson, help me out, please. I'm not sure what
Help
to
me
do.
too.
Madam Chair, members to the board, as Captain Lee said, we've had the situations come up before where we have estates that we're dealing with.
Correct.
And generally, we're able to attach someone who at least has an interest.
Well, not just an interest, they actually are part of it.
Well, a lot of times when we have an estate, they hadn't probated yet, but we're still hearing from them because
Okay.
it's someone's sister or someone's daughter or someone in that regard. And you're right, we don't have that kind of clarity right now.
No.
And the inspector has not yet given his testimony, but he did inform me that to the best of his knowledge, they are the ones who are residing in the house. He has no knowledge of anyone else who has shown or had any interest up to this point. So at least from an initiation point, with the very limited notice of ownership, the only ownership notice of information we have is that from the tax record as well as the communication from this person who's come forward. So we would like to be able to at least go forward on the satisfaction of notice to the extent that with the knowledge we have. And if she wants to work on trying to comply, that's wonderful. Obviously, we're going to have these issues to discuss again if we get to the point of talking about sanction. But the key point for all of us would be just knowing that we've satisfied the notice requirements of law, and whatever action she needs to do, if she's doing some diligent work to try and accomplish both ownership as well as improvements, I think we'll be okay with that.
Okay.
And y'all need to give me some time because a month it's like, we was just here Thursday and it seemed like it was.
The notice requirement, what notice did we?
Well, it sounds like we met this notice requirement, just only be for what we have, but we do
Did
have.
we send a letter to the person that's on the tax rolls?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we satisfied
We met the
that.
notice requirement.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I paid tax property and my name, and then Bernard, we thought was going, he said, don't pay this time because I'm gonna go through this, and then, but,
Much, if they had, the address need to be up, the roof is what.
Okay. Mike Fitzgerald, City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. A site visit was made on May 26, 2020. A notice of violation was issued for the shed that was in the front yard with no permit, damaged roof, and missing address numbers, and there was, I guess, a damaged fence, but at this time I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's the shed, right?
This is the shed right here in front, and then you'll see the entire roof is covered by tarps. Okay.
expensive tarps.
I have had contact with Mrs. Ponder, and the original notice of violation was sent for on June 2nd. It was signed for 2020, and the compliance date was July 2nd, 2020. At this time, it's non-compliance, next cutoff.
Okay, that's all we're going to do today,
Thank you.
is just, the house is in non-compliance. You'll have to talk to Mr. Fitzgerald and ask him what needs to be done.
We've had that conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
I still have a question about even if they don't, well, never mind, I'm not going to get into it. All right.
How you pronounce your name, Ms. Ouija Conde? Conde?
Yeah.
Okay.
A motion that we accept
The recommendation?
Second.
All right. Chair on 10, Ms. Ponder's, Ms. Ponder, now I'm confused.
It's fine.
Ms. Himes has made a motion to find respondent non-compliance and respondent come into compliance by 8/4/21 or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. So just stay in touch, and when you come back, we'll try and figure it all out at that point.
Please.
work on get that.
Madam Chair, if I can just make one other point as well, for the sake of Ms. Ponder, and we don't have anyone else pretty much. But, and that's that, when we come back, when we return for the next proceeding, our report to the chair and to this board is whether or not you've been keeping in contact with the inspector and whether you're making substantial progress. So whatever you plan to do, you have to work on and get it done and keep in touch with the inspector. Otherwise, there's probably nothing that this board will be able to do
I'm gonna do the best
to
I
stop.
can in this
Okay,
system with
all right.
the money we got.
Okay, that's
Do
fine.
the
Thank
best.
you.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
All right, case 38, CEB 0721-198, Horace and Barbara Williams. Okay.
The owner was here. He had to go back to work, and he asked me to tell you all that he
Okay.
did come in. The site visit was March 22nd, 2021. A notice of violation was issued for the property for parking on the grass, damaged fence, and wood on a window. The notice of violation was signed for on March 24, 2021. It was supposed to come into compliance by April 24, 2021. I have had contact with the owner, and at this time they're in non-compliance. I'm asking for it to come into compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by 8/4/21 or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Reinhardt, second. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. We did 39. 40. CEB 0721-215. Doug Brown. Good morning, Mr. Stenson.
Good morning. John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. My qualifications are on file. This case was opened using the rule of six. They were cited for parking in the yard and damaged fencing. I posted the property on April 21st of this year. I've had no contact with the property owner. The compliance was due on 12 May of this year. My last reinspection of the property was 7/6. The property remains in noncompliance. We're asking for noncompliance. Next cutoff.
Okay.
Was the fence added to the,
Just damaging.
Wait a minute. One at a time.
she's
Go ahead, Ms.
she's
Himes.
asking the same question I.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was just wondering why the parking wasn't on your.
I think that was just an oversight.
The fence isn't listed.
I'm sorry?
That fence.
Yes. That
Yeah, that's not listed on our sheet. It says junk vehicle.
No.
No.
Case
Am I looking at
40?
the run?
Case
Wrong-
number 40.
Oh, 40. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay. Damaged fencing.
Got ahead of the game. Apologize.
There's no parking listed, just.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
However, both violations still remain. We're asking for noncompliance. Next cutoff.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respond to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Mr. Robinson made a motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye. Case
Aye.
number 41, motion passes. Case number 41, CEB 07-21216, Lisa Lewis and Jacqueline King.
This case was a complaint-driven case for a junk vehicle. Notice of violation was received and signed for on 10 May 2021. I've had no contact with this property owner. The compliance due date was on 17 May of 2021. My last reinspection was on 7/6 of this year. This property remains in noncompliance for the cited violations. We're asking for noncompliance. Next cutoff, please.
Chair will entertain, any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date of 8/4/21 or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Mr. Robinson makes a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 42, Roy Helton, 07 CEB 07-21-217.
This case was field generated in April 21st, 2020. There were multiple violations. However, Mr. Troy Helton is currently deceased. I have been in contact with his wife and his daughter on property. The last inspection of this property was on 7/6. There's been quite a bit of progress, and they are almost there. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. Questions? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance in order the respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. That's a motion. Mr. Robinson, is there a second? Second. Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, we've done 43. 44, CED 07-21-220 on Johnny Benjamin, Kendrick, and Kavita Suknarine.
She's present.
Respondents present. Please come forward. Thank you.
My name is Kavita Suknarine, and I live at 1331 Killian Street, Daytona Beach, Florida, 32114.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
This case was open. It was a citizen's complaint. They were cited for outside, junk vehicle, peeling paint, no address numbers on the building. Notice of violation was signed for on 26 April of this year. For the most part of the case, I did not have any contact. However, there's been a flurry of emails in the past week. Compliance was due on 17 May of this year. My last
Of
inspection.
last year.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. No.
First notified
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, of last year.
7/7/2020.
Mhm.
That's a year ago.
Correct. And my last inspection of this property was 7/7. Property remains in non-compliance. We're asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay.
Which are the junk vehicles?
This burgundy car.
It's not,
The registration is way out of date and flat tires.
And what?
Flat tires.
Oh, okay. All right. Ms. Suknarine, Narayan, what would you like to tell us?
I just wanted to state two things, because there was one citation, I don't know if you call it a citation, but the one from July 2020, that was basically about the exterior of the house with the peeling paint and stuff like that. I did, what I wanted to do at that time was the front door has to get replaced. So I did put in a permit to do that. Regards to the junk vehicle and stuff, this was from April, not from the July issue. So I will deal with the junk vehicle within the time that I need to.
Okay.
What I will do for now is also to note that there was some roof repair that needed to be done that I did get done. And it's just been a series of unfortunate circumstances that has delayed fixing the house. But I have no intention to not comply.
Thank you.
So-
So you live there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So since these pictures, I did put up since I spoke to you two, I did put up by the mailbox better visible numbers.
Okay.
And so by August, there will be better signs of improvement.
Good.
Since this as well, I don't know if you could see, there was a picture that showed the back wall. And since then, we've cleaned back there, pressure washed it, repainted it. So there's progress.
Okay, good. That's
And
good to
intention to
hear.
do so.
Okay. So does the house need to be painted? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, there's peeling paint. You can see it on the bottom right-hand side.
Yeah.
The top.
Okay.
But
The structure needs to be painted.
The structure needed to be painted, but the reason for the delay is because I was trying to fix the front. The front door, unfortunately, the whole frame has to be replaced. So right where all that white stuff is and stuff, we have to change that whole fixture. So instead of repainting the house and then having to do it over
Right.
twice, I'm trying to do that and fix that front window all at the same time first before
Repaint it.
repainting. But I will still keep in touch with him and
Perfect.
work with that.
Okay. Questions? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by 21 or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Reinhardt made motion, Ms. Himes is second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, case 45, CEB 07-21-221, Lavander Miley.
He was here. He had to leave. He had a doctor's appointment. This case was opened as a citizen's complaint for multiple violations. First notice was received and signed for on 29 August 2020. I have had verbal contact with this property owner. I've also confirmed that he is enrolled in the city's assistance program. His compliance date originally was due on 23 October 2020. There have been multiple re-inspections, the last one being yesterday. The property remains in non-compliance for the actual structure. However, all of the other violations outside of the structure have been addressed.
So he's been approved for the city assistance, so that means October? Who knows? Okay.
Okay.
But everything else has been addressed? I mean, that's been addressed, that,
That is not the right photograph.
okay,
That is the right photograph. This is the property right here, though.
okay.
All of that has been corrected.
Okay.
The junk vehicle
Okay.
storage. The
All
only thing left is the actual structure.
So you're asking for next cutoff?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's on the program?
Yes.
Well,
I think-
Well,
can't we just
Yeah.
push it to October?
Yeah, we have,
Yeah, let's
have no
ask for
problem
is
with
that all
October.
right with you? Okay.
October is good.
All right. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by 9/9/21 or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
That's the
Who made the
September cutoff.
motion?
Yeah, that's September.
Oh, you want August?
Well,
October
October
cutoff.
October.
was
Oh,
the-
sorry, okay. October, 10/4, that's the date of the meeting, 10/6/21. Sorry, with that correction, who wants to make the motion?
So moved.
Mr. Reinhardt, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Harrington, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, now we have one case that's on Zoom, and then we're going to take a break. The Zoom person here?
Yes, I
Hello,
am.
Tableau's Daily, Delecta Robinson Daily.
Cases number.
This is case number 46 CEB 0721-222, damaged roof. Good morning.
Good morning. I am Delcita Daly. My husband had to leave, so
Okay.
and
All
we're,
right,
we're in
thank
the
you.
UK at the moment.
Okay. So you have to be sworn in.
Raise your right hand.
Okay.
Yeah, raise your
Okay.
right hand.
Can you raise your right hand?
Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Do you swear or affirm, can you raise your right hand, please?
She did.
You raise your right hand and swear or affirm the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Stenson.
This case was opened as a portal complaint. The property was cited for a damaged roof. The property was posted on 22 September 2020. Since then, we have just recently started to have contact with the property owner. Compliance was due on 6 October 2020. Multiple re-inspections, the last one being yesterday. The property remains in non-compliance. City is asking for an order of non-compliance, bring property in compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay? Well, what would you like to tell us? Are you working on getting the roof fixed?
Well, we are in the UK at the moment. There is, we were meant to be coming there last year, April, to do some work on the roof. Then coronavirus
So, wait
strike.
a minute, you don't live there?
No, we live in the UK, so a second home. We don't live there.
They're in the UK.
In the UK? Okay.
United Kingdom.
Yeah, I
London.
get it.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, we weren't even aware that there was any violation or anything on that property. It was somebody who saw something on the door who had a number for us, who's called called on Friday, hence the email, because I didn't know who to contact, and I was calling Mr. Stenson. So at the moment, we can't come to the US. We're banned because of the coronavirus. There's no citizen coming to the US at the moment.
Right. Okay, but you don't have to be here to stay in contact.
Right.
So, are you working on this problem?
My husband is a builder. He would love to work on it. But
No, not him, but he can't come here, so is it?
No.
Okay.
We don't have anybody there that can work on it.
Okay, well, that's what you need to talk to Mr. Stenson and see what you need to do to come into compliance. Otherwise, we have the option to fine you if you don't fix what needs to be fixed, even though you can't get here.
Because I tried to call Mr. Stenson, but it's just voice message, so I just left a message. I don't know if he got it.
Well, you have his email. Do you have his card or his email or his
I just have a
phone?
telephone number for him.
Okay.
I did receive her message from earlier this week.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I was out of the office.
Okay.
And no, I did not call back to the UK.
Well, we're going to have to establish some way to communicate.
No, it is vacant. No one's living there.
I think email would probably
Probably.
be the best way to communicate, so you need to give Mr. Fitzgerald Mr. Stenson your email address so you can communicate.
Okay. So if I get Mr. Stenson email address, then I can email him mine, because I think I'd sent an email through the courts or through the clerk or something. That's how I managed to get access to this Zoom meeting.
Okay. I've been advised that we have her email, so.
Oh, we do have your email, so we can get in touch, the code department can get in touch with you.
Correct.
Are they going to need a permit to do that work?
They will need a permit to replace
You're
the
going to
roof.
need to talk to permits and licensing in the city as well, evidently, to get the work done. Because you can't just not do the work without getting fined.
With the email address, I'll be able to get her.
But they'll be able to communicate with Mr. Stenson, okay?
John, do we have, does the city have a list of roofing contractors that are certified with the city? That they just,
I don't know the answer to that question.
maybe they
We can find out, though.
Okay.
And the other question is, wouldn't we would love to be there if we're doing any repairs on the property?
We can't recommend anybody in particular.
Right, we can't tell you who to get.
No.
Okay, all right. But so, no one lives there, right?
No, my son used to be there, but he's no longer there at the moment.
All right, so today what we're going to do probably is find you in non-compliance, and that gives you another month to work on this and to get in contact with who you need to get in contact with to get the work done.
I
You
think a
understand
month-
that? I can't help that you're there and we're here. Your house is
Yeah.
here. There's nothing I
Yeah.
can do about that.
But
You'll have to find somebody that can come in here, probably, I don't want to give you advice. Mr. Stenson can tell you how to do that because I'm not supposed to give you advice.
No.
But it seems pretty obvious what you need
I
to do.
understand. Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying a month seem pretty short time because we're just
Well,
still in
it is,
lockdown.
it is, but we'll listen to what's going on at that point.
The original case was in September of 20.
Yeah, the original
Not a
case
month.
was in 2020, almost a year ago, that someone signed for it or it was posted or something.
Mr. Stenson, are you able to say who signed for that correspondence in September?
The property was posted on 22 September, so that means the certified mail was returned unclaimed.
Do you have an address on file where you can get mail from this property? That's
My
something else probably that needs to happen.
Yeah, my UK address, because if that's the only way I'll be able to get mail from property.
Okay. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent committed compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/4/21, or be returned to the board for consideration or fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there such a motion? Motion, Mr. Harrington, second. Mr.
second.
Robinson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, so get busy on doing, please, what you need to do and get in touch with Mr. Stenson. We have your email and your contact info. So you need to get contact info and city info from him and find a roofing contractor too. So I'm gonna call, that's it. All
So
right?
sorry,
Have a nice
I
day.
didn't- No, sorry, I didn't understand. So do I need to be coming back to court in another month, you said? Is that what you?
Or
On
you
what
can
date?
talk to Mr. Stenson and tell him what's going on so that he can report it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, then.
To us.
Okay.
Okay.
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Thank
All right,
you.
bye.
Bye, bye.
All right, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. And then we're going to do our continued cases, starting with case 47. come in and sit closer to the front, you're welcome to. We'll call your cases first, 53, case 53, case 55, 60, 61, and 63. I understand you're all here, so if you'd like to come in and be ready.
57 and 58 too.
And 57 and 58 are here? Okay.
Call all the numbers.
61 and
All right.
62.
50.
All right, so 53, case 53, case 55, 57, 58, 60, 61, and 63. We'll call them in order,
68.
and we'll do it as soon as we get a quorum.
Yeah.
Add 68.
John, they standing right out there, I think.
68 as well, okay?
No, I was thinking.
Well, that's,
Oh, they coming.
okay.
I was getting ready to go get them.
No, I thought.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we talk I mean, let these people talk way too much.
It is, you just gonna have to shut
I mean,
it down because.
but they're all combative. To order wherever everybody is, please come back in. All right, the first case is going to be
going on?
53 when we get,
You have anything hot to bake it all?
uh,
Put 490 on?
Shazada.
490 on TV?
That's Edith is here, right?
Channel 490. Anything else going okay? All right.
Okay, now we can go.
We got two more coming back. We got a
Okay,
secretary.
I don't know where Mr. Jackson would, does he need to be here? It's a long 5 minutes.
We're talking.
It's not fair. There's only one bathroom, and
I know.
My wedding,
Well,
everybody had to
two,
go.
actually, but,
So,
It's a big line.
5 minutes is not enough time. You need 10 minutes.
yeah.
No donuts as usual.
Now I'm getting hungry myself.
Yes.
Can we start?
Yeah, we should.
No, you can't. We got to wait for Mr. Jackson.
I have to wait for Mr. Jackson.
Would you know, were those Ponders
Uh,
Jackie's relative, Jackie Ponder? The ponders that were here, was Jackie around?
I don't know.
Mm-mm. There are a lot of ponders in the world. No, there are a lot of ponders in the world of different families, yeah. Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, she
It's in a
has
nursing home.
COVID. Yeah, she has COVID now.
She does?
Yeah. They getting another surge of it.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah.
People. Can we start without him or no? A long time. We're going to do
He's here. You can go back on.
53, 55, 57, 58, 60, 61, 63, and 68. We'll do those first. All right, and we're going to start with case number 53. CEB 06211171, Crisilda Shazada.
Yes.
And please, be sworn in. You're the daughter.
State your name.
My name is Edith Ignacio. I'm the daughter.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Stenson.
Okay, Swanee. Okay, give me 1 second to get here. Okay. Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the City, qualification on file. This case began utilizing Rule of 6. Notice of violation was received on 24 March 2021. Since then, there's been multiple calls with the property owner. Compliance was due on 14 April of this year. Been multiple re-inspections, the last being yesterday. The property remained in non-compliance. However, I have received some new information from her this morning. She says she's cleaned up the last few items, so we're saying non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay.
Or rather, amend to the next cutoff.
Okay.
Give me an opportunity to
I
see it.
have everything that's been landscaping to a real landscaping business, as well as pictures of being removed. All fences has been removed, as well as the storage that he's talking about. The rental guy has rented a storage where he can put the storage in front of the property. And all I had to have is Mr. Stenson to re-inspect it.
Okay, that
And-
sounds wonderful.
And he requested in the area for people who has storage in front of their property. And I would like him to have it that way, because he said, well, let me know what are those places.
Okay.
I'm not giving out any
Yeah,
kind of
that's okay.
address.
That's okay.
To make it short, I did my job
You
for
did.
my mom.
You did. Thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate that. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/4 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such a motion?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Reinhardt, motion second. Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. So just get with him and he'll come out and put you in
Okay.
compliance and hopefully you won't have to come back at all. All right, thank you. All right, case, I think the next one is 55. That's on page 15 as well. Stephen Cole.
That wasn't me.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Morning. State State your name for the record.
My name is Yaroslav Stefan Kowal in English, 823 North Peninsula Drive, Daytona Beach, Florida, 32118. I do swear.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Yates.
All right. Since the last hearing, we've had some progress. We've also had contact. So I'd like to ask to extend compliance to the next cutoff in order to allow him to finish up the work that still needs to be done.
What still needs to be done?
He still needs to repair the side there. None of the side's done, but he did get the fixture put back in, and he started the repair to his soffit.
Okay.
And I think he should be able to get it done in 30 days. So.
Do you get that done?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any questions? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/4 to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such a motion. Mr. Robinson, the motion. Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. All right. Now, case 57, which is on, this is Theo Cox on page 16. Good morning,
Good morning.
or afternoon almost, but go ahead. Get sworn in.
State your name for the record.
Theo Cox.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Inspector Jean-Baptiste, credentials on file. Since last hearing, I've had several conversations with Mr. Cox. He's still in the process of getting everything done. Per last hearing, he needed to secure some funds. So at this time, we wish to amend till the September cutoff, please.
Okay, so it's made some progress. What's left to be done? Did you get some financing for it?
Yeah, right now I'm trying to get the tenants to pay their rent.
Oh, well, yeah, we can't help with that.
But anyway, I got enough to really complete most of it.
Good.
And, which, when it ain't raining, I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, I know. It's tough,
But,
yeah.
I made a lot of progress.
Good.
And once
Thank
I
you for
finish the
doing
roof,
that.
I'm gonna paint it and have it in compliance.
All right. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/4 to come into compliance and be returned to a meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion.
So
Mr.
moved.
Reinhardt, second. Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
All right.
Just stay in touch.
Okay.
All right, that was 57.
September.
We'll do 58 on the same page, CEB 0521120, Holly Ryan. And, okay. All right, be sworn in,
Okay.
please.
State your name.
Holly Ryan?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
I did.
Okay, we'll hear from you in a minute. We're going to listen to what Mr. Baptiste has to say, Jean-Baptiste.
Inspector Jean-Baptiste, credentials on file. This is since last hearing, I've had a conversation with Ms. Ryan. The violations, just about everything is done. The only thing that remains is the outside storage. Ms. Ryan is going to, as you can see in the picture, since yesterday, there is now an enclosure in front of the carport where the storage, outside storage, is in question. I did tell her that it's unpermitted. She wouldn't need to get a permit. As of yesterday, she went to the building department, started the process of obtaining a permit. However, since it's not finalized yet, we wish to amend this case till the September cutoff to give her time to take care of it.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for cleaning up and doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that seems okay with me.
Did he say what month?
September cutoff, please.
September cutoff. So she has time to get the permit and get the work done. Okay? Is that, all right. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 9/1 to come into compliance and be returned to a meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harrington, is there a second? The second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now we're going to case 60, which is on page 17. CEB 0621-175, Marilyn Ward. Good morning. Be sworn in, please.
My name's Marilyn Ward, 39 South Hollywood Avenue.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Thank you.
What is your address?
39 South Hollywood.
Okay, I got it. I was just looking at the wrong case here.
All right,
Okay.
Inspector Jean-Baptiste, credentials on file. Since last hearing, I've had some conversation with Ms. Ward. She has hired someone to do some of the pressure washing, take care of the property. However, they've kind of added to the violation, so to speak, when it comes to the outside, the peeling paint and the faded paint. So at this time, she's still in the process of getting another contractor to come out. I believe she stated her first contractor gave her a really and a crazy amount of money that he was going to charge her. So at this time, we wish to amend to the September cutoff to give her more time to come into compliance.
Okay.
I can't have it done by September.
You could ask for more.
Well, come back in September and tell us what's going on.
I had the pressure washing done as I was supposed to do. And Mr. Batiste said it looked worse after it was pressure washed than
Well,
before.
sometimes that rips the paint off, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Because of the vines,
Right.
the little roots that were holding on to the house tore the paint off. I have checked on having the house painted, $30,000. The best one was $15,000, but I talked to over 10 painters, house painters, and none of them can do it before October. And the majority of them don't want to do it because they're afraid of lead paint, or the house is too big or too steep, too tall, that they would need lifts and, a lot of equipment to paint it.
It's just a two-story house, correct?
It's a two-story house with a basement, yeah. I had it tinted back in April, and I had the same problem with them. I talked to 4 different termite companies, and by the way, I still have termites. So now I'm fighting them too.
I'm sorry you're having all those issues. So we'll talk about it again in September, and let's see whatever you can get done. Let's get it done.
I can't get it done.
Well, you may be able to. Things might loosen up, and you may be able to find different painters and,
I'll try.
yeah, that's all you can do.
Everything else is done.
So, okay.
Plus, like I said, I had a new roof put on. I just had central heat and air put in. I had it tinted for termites.
Yeah, well, you've done a lot. We appreciate that. Okay. So we'll see in September. By then, maybe you will have found somebody to paint for you. That seems unfortunate.
The most
that they
promising
weren't
one that I have found is the 15,000, and he wants 5,000 up front, and I'm afraid to give him 5,000 up front. I mean, is he gonna he's been here in the area, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get in line with him without giving him $5,000, and I'm not rich.
Okay, a motion.
Okay. Any comments?
Give me a second before
Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 9/1 to come into compliance or return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Robinson, second. Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, that was,
Ms. Reno, 59.
what?
61.
I think we're doing 61
Right.
now?
I wanted to announce that 59 was in compliance.
59 is in compliance.
CEB 0621 174
All right, 59 on page 16 down at the bottom is in compliance.
As of
Yeah,
As
that's it.
of what date?
As of today.
7.
As of today?
Okay.
Okay. All right, now we're going to 60, we did 60, now we're going to do 61 on page 17, CEB 0221-15. LaVersha Anthony? Good morning, good afternoon.
Daughter of Laversia Anthony, Kimberly Anthony.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Daughter, look, Kimberly Anthony is my
Kimberly.
name.
Kimberly, right.
Okay.
You came last time, right?
Yes, every time.
Okay.
You going to be testifying?
Ernest Price.
Ernest? Raise your right
Okay.
hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Inspector Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. Since our last month hearing, I've had several contacts with the property owner. I've been in communication with Kathy Sullivan, whom works for the Volusia County Bar Association. Just to bring you up to speed, last hearing, I was asked to prepare a letter on the owner's behalf. That letter has been prepared, and it is in circulation trying to get her probate assistance.
Okay.
So with that,
Yesterday, I just talked to legal aid, and they're trying to find me a pro bono lawyer, and she said it'll be at least about several weeks before I hear from a pro bono lawyer.
Okay. And then you go and get the permit, you can't do any of this work until that gets fixed?
that is correct.
Okay. What's your recommendation?
So with that being said, I'm recommending amend to the September's cutoff.
Okay. Any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 9/1/21 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion.
So
Mr.
moved.
Robinson, second. Mr. Gonzalez?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign a post. Okay, got some more time.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you so
for
much.
trying to work on it.
All right.
All right, now we're doing
63.
63, down at the bottom of page 17. Right?
Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're not here.
Can't take another beating.
Hello again.
Hello. Well,
Name for the record?
have you been sworn in?
Sassiwan Ratnayam, 610 South Ridgewood.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Go ahead, please,
Uh,
Mr.
Inspector Garcia, credentials on file. Since the last hearing, I have had contact with the owner, and there haven't been much progress, and we're requesting...
what?
We haven't had much progress.
Uh-huh.
And there's a fine, we're requesting a fine of $100 a day, capped at $20,000.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Can I speak?
Yep.
The last time, I got approved for the permit, and then I found out that it's 42,000, and I had
What,
no money
42,000?
for the driveway and parkings after I got the plan and ready to get the permit. That was maybe in May, and then in May or April, I was not sure, but I had no money at that time. During COVID virus, 7 tenants paid me just 3, and I had lost 20,000, and I challenged with the judge, with the CDC moratorium. I sued the one guy who did not pay me from December. They are all, I hate to say, they did not pay me, so I tried to challenge to get some of my money by evictions, and the court was closed, so I had to go to Zoom with Judge Schumann. And on that day, from February, it was settled in May, and the last day of March, it was extended. By the time that we were waiting in court, the CDC was extended. So she said she could not sign. She could not fight with the CDC. And I wrote a letter to the chief judge that it was not fair because these people bought the new car and new big screen TV. I could prove that was my money.
First of all, let me stop you right there. This case has been going on for a very long time, well before COVID. And
Actually, no.
yeah, okay.
It was
and
in-
I understand that there have been a lot of issues with trying to get permits and everything else.
The first
One
time.
tenant is not going to be able to pay you $42,000 so you can get the driveway done. So what's your next plan?
I did tell on that day, the last time that I was here.
When
that
was that? Does anybody?
In April.
Yeah.
And
April
then
was
you
the
skipped
last
me one time. And
May, I believe. I thought.
you skipped me one time in this year, in May, that I.
You were here in May.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I will do it as a single home, but I cannot do anything except the CDC is gone.
Well, you can't do anything with the tenants. I get that.
I can't. And so I started.
But this case started well before the CDC got involved in any COVID stuff.
Actually, it was right. I had the contract with my engineer on the 28th of February 2020, and that was the time that we had a high COVID, and I was so afraid of COVID to show up.
Of course.
But I had done, when you want, the first plan we submit, the city want me to combine, the court enforcement wanted me to combine the land. I did combine the land, but the process of combining the land, you have to pass the survey and get stuck with the high rate of people who need survey. I finished my survey on the September, and then I combined the land in September. It's not because of me, but every time that I submit something, everything new come. And then in October, my first contractor, wanted me to pay him $13,000, and he will submit the permit on the next day. So I said, fine, don't do it. I have time, very short time. So I hired the second one who had done in 10 days. And we submit the first time in October, and the plan was reviewed by the 20 reviewers. And then it came out that the plan for the parkings and driveway was acceptable. And now they need more. Full scale of the landscaping with the, the irrigation. So in 2 weeks later, we submit with the plan. And then I submit with the woman who said that I don't have to meet with Hannah Ward. And she kept it, and she exchanged from my CD, that brand new, and my permit that I signed. 2 or 3 months later, I knew from the reviewers, because 3 of the reviewers got contracted with the disease and had to be quarantined. So it was delayed by the last time, but I got the permit in April or May. But at that time, I had no money already. Besides, I had no
So
hope.
are you saying you have no money now?
I have money now, but I will not do it. I will do just a single home, just what I promised you the last time, that I would do the single home. And the city wanted me to, number one, get rid of my tenants, 5 of them, which I had.
The city didn't want you to do that. That was nothing.
I called to repair the driveway because my tenant, just 2 of them that had car. 3 of them used buses. So she said, no, I cannot touch you have to get rid all of them. I called her twice that if the people had no cars, how come I had a lot of the corner lot that's still vacant? It's more than two
This
cars.
is getting way too complicated and.
It's not me, but it's the city.
Well,
Every time that I go, I got a red tape. I try to comply.
Dilapidated
I have-
driveway, you need to get the.
I have a
What
question.
I interpret that is that the driveway needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I have a question.
It's very
And
hard,
just to
easy to
verify,
do.
Just wait now.
excuse me, ma'am. This case was first notified on May 24th, 2019,
Mhm.
and this is 7/8/21, right?
No, actually,
So-
the first time that I got the
Excuse me,
letter-
ma'am.
Wait,
Ma'am,
Mr.
excuse me.
Gonzalez is
I'm
speaking.
speaking. Thank you. And I'm ready to make a motion.
Okay.
And my motion is that we accept the city's recommendation for the fine to start today.
Today, $100 per day, up to 20,000.
Actually, how can I?
You've got a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. Would anyone else on the board like to make a comment?
I'd like to ask you, what was your intention today?
My-
Ask us-
I showed my attention. I withdraw my permit for the rental on the 15th of
Without-
June.
without-
And then I started to evict two of them, which
Without the
still,
history, what were you going to ask this board to do today to
I would-
satisfy that you're coming into compliance?
I will evict, I have to evict all of them. Five.
No, what are you asking the board to do?
I want to delay. Again, because I cannot do anything except I evict all these people, and I cannot
There's
control
a
the
motion
dust.
on the floor here.
There's a motion on the floor. I gave Mr. Harrington a chance to ask his question. Are you satisfied?
Yeah.
I-
In other words, nothing.
I went to court this morning.
All right,
The
that's
judge
it.
did
We
not
have a
sign.
motion on the floor, and we're going to vote. Let's have, I don't even think we need a roll call vote. Motion is to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of 20,000. The motion was made by Mr. Gonzalez, and the second was made by Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor say aye.
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 Like sign opposed. Motion carries. So we've decided to fine you today.
And I cannot control with the judge. The judge still not signed this morning with the,
Okay, the case has been heard. Thank
yeah.
you.
Not fair, that's all.
All right, we have one more case, somebody that's here, case 68.
62 is here.
Oh, okay, 62.
Yes.
Mr. Caruth? This is case number CEB 0621162.
What's the number again?
It's still on page 1762, CEB 621162, Mr. Caruth.
What's your name?
Caruth.
Caruth,
Raise your right
sorry.
hand.
Robert Caruth.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear from Mr. Butler.
Inspector Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As it pertains to 525 Pond Street, since last month hearing, I've had several contacts with the property owner, whom has had made insignificant progress. Staff requests $50 a day to a max of $10,000.
Okay. You know, all it says is overgrown landscaping. That seems pretty easy. I'm just telling you, let me say this to you. It seems pretty simple to fix, no address numbers. You were notified in October of last year. What's the holdup?
I have been furloughed since a year prior, which has limited my resources. I have been able to get a landscaper.
Oh, you don't live there.
I do not. It's my grandmother's home. I am
Where do you live?
Orlando.
Okay.
I am currently working on the property and brought down the vines and some of the undergrowth I'm still working towards that end. I am working on any of the pressure washing on the awnings to bring them under control.
Okay, the only thing that's on the violation is the overgrown landscaping
I hired
and
you.
no address numbers. That's it. That's what it says here.
I'm not aware of the address numbers, but I can remedy that
Well,
quickly.
yeah,
Because it's spelled out above the garage. It's not actual numbers, it's
I
spelled
think
out.
we heard that before. But you can ask Mr. Butler where they need to be.
I'm sorry.
Ask him where the numbers need to be placed. Does he know that?
On the structure of the home, where it's visible from the street.
Or it's visible from the street? Okay.
Right above the garage says 525.
I can't see that.
Well, I didn't have that on here. That was an oversight from the last hearing. You mentioned it. I didn't.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
But the undergrowth is being tended to. These are apparently older pictures.
Well, you own the house, so you're responsible for this,
I'm
okay?
aware.
The city,
Is there any discussion
the city needs to amend its request.
to what?
It's $50 a day to a cap of 15K. We were under the impression it was an owner-occupied home.
Yeah, okay.
I actually just need a little more time and it will all be in check.
Well,
On the
the
landscape.
notice was given in October of last year. Anything else? Okay.
I already did it. Inspector Butler already took care of it.
Mr.
Okay.
I didn't hear that. Were you saying something?
No, my boss, Captain Lee, already took care of it.
Yeah, since it's not owner occupied.
Okay.
So therefore,
Right.
it's
so
15.
it's what,
so.
Up to 15, all right. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $50 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $15,000. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Reinhardt? Second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. He doesn't live there.
Is it rental property? I thought he said his grandmother.
It's my grandmother's home. My son occupied the property when he was in school, but COVID shut everything down. And it put.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I
Okay,
heard
so
it
we're
clearly.
we're right about 15,000, right? Or,
Well, if it's he is owner or a relative of the owner, his mom, his brother, his son, then it would be owner occupied, right? It would be 10.
so I'm going to ask that we amend that motion in second and make it $50 a day to $10,000. Is that
Excuse me.
acceptable? No, we're in the middle of voting. We had a motion from Mr. Reinhardt and a second from Mr. Gonzalez.
Yeah, of course, I would pull back my
Okay,
vote on this to have it amended
okay.
appropriately.
All right, yeah,
And I would motion that.
okay. All right, and you're okay with the
Yes.
amended motion? All right, all in favor say aye.
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 Like sign opposed. Motion carries. You're being fined $50 a day until you get that cleaned up.
And stay in touch with
And
Mr.
let him know,
Butler,
because
you
if
could
you get
come
it
back.
cleaned up today or tomorrow, you can call Mr. Butler and he'll come put you back into compliance. That's what you need to do. Okay? All right, can we go to case, I think,
40.
no, 68,
Yes.
right? Is this,
66.
Oh,
it's 66 on page, Larry Sanders, is that you? Thank you for waiting, sir. Case 66. That's on page 18, CEB 042084. Okay?
Okay, your name?
Yes, ma'am.
State your name.
Larry Sanders, ma'am.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I is.
Thank you.
How you doing,
Hi,
boy?
how are you? All right,
Mr. Sanders, he is on the city's housing assistance program. He has been on the waiting list. He was added to the waiting list on August 10th of 2020. So I've had continual contact with Mr. Sanders, and we're just waiting. So right now, the staff is requesting to amend to the October cutoff.
Okay, so we're giving you more time till all this stuff gets put together, and hopefully you'll be able to
I feel you.
have some
Yes,
work
ma'am.
done,
I feel
okay?
you. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right,
You heard me, didn't you? I appreciate you.
thank you. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow the respondent until October 6th to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day until compliance is achieved.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Gonzalez, second. Mr. Robinson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. There you go. Good luck. I hope it comes through
Appreciate you.
sooner rather
Thank you,
than
brother.
later. Okay. All right, now, let's go back and finish up the case.
47.
Huh?
47.
47. All right.
Page 13.
Yeah, go back to page 13. Okay, this is Mr.
I have one more lady
Oh,
here.
More people are here?
who is that?
Miss Sheila
Come over here.
Gordon.
I didn't see you. What's the,
Oh, he's
what
not even
number?
68, Miss Sheila Gordon.
68. Okay, case number
He's
68.
in the corner there.
Sorry. All right. Page 68. Here we go. This is Sheila Gordon. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Since last hearing, just to update or just to remind you, she is working with Rebuild Florida. I have had contact with Rebuild Florida and Miss Gordon. Right now, they are in the demolition process. The demo permit was issued on July 2nd of 21. Staff is recommending amending till the September cutoff.
Well, it seems like you're making some progress here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay. All right. That's a good thing. We like to hear that. Okay.
I would like to motion that we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, the city's made a recommendation to extend, to amend the previous order and allow respondent until, did you say September?
Yes, September cutoff.
9/1/21. To come into compliance, we return to the board for consideration of a fine for up to $1,000 per day. Motion made by Mr. Gonzalez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Robinson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Sorry I had to wait so long.
Anybody else, Kimberly, at all?
Anybody else here? Is that it? Anybody under the seats? Okay.
There is a,
Go back to
I'm sorry, there's,
Zoom. Oh, we have a Zoom call.
49 and 67.
49 and 57. All right.
67.
67? All right, let's go to 49. Man. Hello? Wait a minute.
Can't hear.
49 is up to 14.
Page 14.
Good morning, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
All right, be sworn in, please.
Yes, ma'am.
State your name.
Latavia Gainey,
Do you swear or affirm?
925. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Stenson. What's going on, Mr. Stenson?
Since the last hearing, there's been permits issued for the front porch. The roof permit was also issued. The porch permit has been finalized on 6/29/21. City would like to amend this case to the July cutoff.
To the what cutoff?
July.
I'm sorry, this is July, August. Going backwards to the August cutoff.
So there was a condemnation order, but that's been lifted, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It was, I'm sorry.
So you're fixing it up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're making progress, and that's good.
Yes, ma'am. Like Mr. Stinson said, we did pass the porch inspection. We're just waiting for a final inspection for the roof.
Oh,
hopefully
good.
by next week.
Okay,
And then the next thing we're gonna do is try to fix the outside of the house and then paint it.
okay, terrific. Sounds good. Thank you for doing that.
Oh,
All
thank
right,
you.
Chair will entertain a motion in the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/4/21 to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a meeting?
So
Have such
moved.
a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Robinson, second. Mr. Reinhardt, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, so, good luck and thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, what's the next one?
67.
67 on page 18. That's a Zoom call. This is CEB 0221. Hello again, Mr. Ratanavong. Okay, please be sworn in. Good Lord.
Anthony Ratanavong, 634 El Dorado Street.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I did.
Thank you.
Where are we with this?
Okay, since the last hearing, I have had contact. There has been progress. The windows have been installed, the door has been installed. However, the final inspection is not scheduled until July 12th.
Okay.
So I have to ask to amend to the
To
next
the next
cutoff.
cutoff?
Mhm.
Okay, that, they'll be out to inspect and you'll be all good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. That's great news. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until August 4th to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. That's
So
the
moved.
motion. Motion, Mr. Reinhardt, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. All right, let's go back. Now we go back to 47, right? Ellen Scioli and Danielle Scioli. Okay, Mr. Stinson, they're not here, so.
Since the last hearing, there has been no change in the condition of the property. The ownership has been settled. There's been no permits pulled. The city is asking for $200 per day to be kept at $10,000.
Any comments?
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez has made a recommendation, and Mr. Robinson is second, that we impose a fine of $200 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $10K. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, on page 14, I guess we're on 48? Yeah, okay. Mr. Stenson.
Since the last hearing, I've had no contact with this property owner or the representative. There's been no change in condition of the property. The city's recommendation is imposition of a fine of $100 per day to be kept at 15.
Okay, any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. Motion,
So
Mr.
moved.
Robinson, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 50, CEB 06-21-167, Lambert Rousseau. Not here. Okay,
Since the last hearing, I've had one call from this property owner, which was the day before yesterday. My last time inspecting the property was yesterday. Property remains in non-compliance. The city is asking for $200 per day to be capped at $10,000.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Why is this one 200? I just want some I mean, last time they've done some work, but all they needed to do was paint it and they haven't made, what did he tell you the other day?
The total violations there was the exterior surfaces, damaged fence, junk vehicle parking in the yard.
Okay.
So they finally fixed the fence and they fixed the parking in the junk vehicle. They still contend that there's nothing wrong with the exterior, however.
So that's what okay.
And I made a motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to impose a fine of $200 per day against the respondent effective today and continue till compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. And do we have a second, Mr. Robinson? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 51, CEB 0621-168, Pamela Horahan.
Since the last hearing, I still had no contact with this property owner. However, the parking and the junk vehicle issue has been corrected. They still need to paint the exterior and to remove or repair the fencing.
Okay.
So the exterior surfaces and fencing violations still remain. City is asking for $100 per day to be capped at $10,000.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent, forget that. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $10,000.
I'll move.
Mr. Robinson makes a motion, Mr. Gonzalez a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, 52. Case 52 on page 15, CEB 0621-170, Margaret Lowe.
Since the last hearing, I have spoken with this property owner. The roof is still in disrepair. This is the this is the case where she was intending to demolish the entire property to rebuild. She wasn't using any special assistance program. She was doing this on her own. City would like to amend this to the August cutoff.
Okay, so the only thing left to do is work on the roof?
Correct. But she doesn't want to do the roof. She wants to demolish the entire thing. And
Oh, so she wants to demolish it now?
she wants to, well, that's what she said the last hearing. She wanted to demolish the entire structure and rebuild. But she was handling the financing on her own. She wasn't asking for any assistance, so.
Okay. So is she does she have a permit to demolish it?
There has not been a permit issued for demolition, though.
Can I just ask, I'm curious why, I assume you're encouraged that she's gonna do it by the next cutoff instead of opposing a fine?
I am. She seemed very responsive. There were other violations on the property, junk vehicle and exterior surfaces, and they addressed that pretty quick.
Okay, Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until August 4th, 2021 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Reinhardt, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case 54. CEB 0621-177, Mariana Rosso. Go ahead.
Since the last hearing, I've had no contact with this property owner. There's been no change in the condition of the property. The city is asking for $100 per day to be capped at $10,000.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez has moved that we impose a fine of $100 a day effective today against the respondent and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of 10K. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reinhardt. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 55
Did we do 53?
No.
is Kevin Yates here? Mr. Yates here?
We did that.
We did that, next cutoff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, we did that one, 55. All right. Next one is on page 16, is it 56? Okay. CEB, and this is Mr. Quigg, CEB 06211165, Linda Conklin.
Since last meeting, no contact, no progress. Staff's recommending a $200 day fine capped at $10,000.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez and a second from Mr. Harrington to impose a fine of $200 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of 10K. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, now I think we're done with page 16. 17 we're done with, right?
Yep.
Page 18, 64, right? Okay. CEB 10-20-191, Danny?
Inspector Garcia, credentials on file. Since the last hearing, I have had no contact and no progress has been made. Staff's recommending a fine of $100 a day, capped at $10,000.
Good.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Gonzalez has made a motion, and who seconded it?
I did.
Mr. Harrington, to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of 10K. All right, next case, 65, CEB 06211164.
Did we vote?
Oh, did we vote?
Yeah, we're gonna say it.
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, case 65, CEB 06-21-164, Timothy Hudson.
Since the last hearing, I have had no contact and there has been no progress. Staff recommends $250 a day, capped at $15,000.
You said 250 a day?
Correct, 250.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I motion that we accept the city's recommendation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez, a second from Mr. Harrington to impose a fine of $250 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of 15K. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. We did 66, right?
Yeah.
And we did 67, 68, 69, is that what we're doing? No, we did that. 71, all right, down at the bottom of page 19. CEB 06211173, Joyner Bryan.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Kirk?
Thank you. Since the last hearing, I've had no contact. There's been no progress. Staff's recommending a fine of $100 a day to a max of $10,000.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez has made a motion. Oh, who's made, Ms. Robinson making the second? To impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of 10K. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Like sign opposed.
Thank you.
Motion carries. And we have one more?
One more, 73.
73, CEB 06, Mr. Jones. 21195, Paul Minor.
Yes, since last hearing, I've had no contact from the owner. There has been no progress. Staff's recommending a fine of $200 a day with a cap of 15.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion for Mr. Gonzalez
I'll second.
and a second for Mr. Robinson to impose a fine of $200 per day against the respondent effective today and continued until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Can't we have some more cases?
No. Meeting adjourned. Yeah.